And we are live, guys. What's going on, everybody? I figured on this Saturday, I got nothing really to do, so I figured I'd hop on for a few, talk some fragrances with you guys. And if you are watching this on replay, let me know in the comments also. Let me check this really quick. All right, and I am using a totally different streaming than I did before. I'm using Stream Deck, so I want to try this out and see how it goes. So bear with me. I'm going to try and test this out. All right, I think I can show comments as well. Wait for people to get in here. Let me pull this up and test it. Comments as well. All right, sorry about that echo. Looks like we are live. All right, we are good. Let's see. Let me see. Hi comments, show comments. All right. Looks like for some reason my comments are not popping up here. Hold on. Yo, Tyrone, what's going up, dude? You caught my stream this time. I'm at work right now, but I had to hit you up on the live right quick since I missed the last one. Keep it, young man. You are the truth. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all the support you've shown me in all my videos. Yo, Montrese, man, how you doing, dude? Hope you've been good since the last stream. Tyler, what's going on, bro? Happy birthday to you, man. Hope you're having a good evening. We got Albert Nicholas Jr. in the house. What's going on, bro? So we do got, all right, there we go. We got the comments finally showing up on the stream as well. So that is awesome. But yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out on this Saturday evening. Don't really got much going on. So why not talk fragrances? What's everybody up to this evening? Anything going on? Let me try. Stream. Top lad, how you doing, man? I'm just kind of hanging out. Any Latafa reviews? No, I have actually not tried that house yet. I still have it on my wish list to actually try, but haven't really come across it. Montrese, you look happy, bro. Yep. I am in a pretty good mood today. Got Mark in the house. Let's see. Paul says, what the topic of the evening? Nothing really specific. Last time we talked about pretty much everything. That stream was 4 hours long. I'm not going to make it that long this time. Maybe just an hour or so, probably. But yeah, pretty much whatever questions you guys got, we're going to talk about today. David said something about, yo, Taco Bell. Hey, man, do not make me hungry, dude, because Taco Bell does sound good. That's like my go-to kind of fast food for a late night snack. And what's funny is I have a Taco Bell right outside my window that I can actually see. So it's pretty much in walking distance, which is kind of crazy. Albert Nicholas Jr. says, what niche brand is your favorite? At the moment, my favorite niche brand might be Fragrance du Bois. I just appreciate the artistic style they went with. The quality of the fragrances is top tier. Paul says, scent of the evening. So I actually just recently picked up a bottle of, let me see. It's actually a pretty cheap fragrance that I found at Burlington. It is Tahitian's Waters by English Laundry. My first, actually from this house, my first introduction. I got to say, this one actually surprised me a little bit more than I was expecting. It doesn't really come across that cheap, and I got it for $12. You couldn't beat that. What is everyone's scent of the day this evening, or pretty much the day? Mark says, Latafa Asad. I do not know that fragrance. Is it, let me see. I can look that up, though. I have not heard of it. Hope you got that Mercedes Club Black, bro. Man, I have not gotten it yet. I've been getting so many fragrances in. It is on my wish list, though, man. Did you also pick up any of those fragrances from the last stream? I think we were talking about Urza. I believe, what was the other one? Maybe a Tom Ford as well. And Russian Tea by Mas Milano. Top Lad said, I've been sampling some fragrances for the past couple of weeks. At this moment, I'm trying out some Serge Lutens fragrances. Awesome, man. Serge Lutens is a fantastic house. I think that was another one me and Montrese talked about too, Baptiste Defoe. On Top Lad, what are some Serge Lutens you've been sampling? Definitely curious. Larry said, what is your favorite fragrance overall? I mean, it's kind of changed. I have a ton of favorites right now still. It's probably Tiziana Terenzi's Ursa, one of the best patchouli fragrances money can buy, in my opinion. Fix TL said, hello, what's going on, man? How you doing today? Mark said that is a 2-hour scent. Oh, is it really? The Assad? I'll have to check it out. Even though it only lasts 2 hours, but hopefully it's got a good opening. Dior Homme Sport, nice, good choice for a nice hot summer day. Goldman Mayer says, hey, Hunter, you need to try Arabian Oud and Abdul Samad fragrances and Attars. Yeah, Attars are, isn't it like the pure oils, I believe? I think Amouage just launched an Attar collection, which they are very expensive for what you get. Tyler said, Hunter has an entire list of fragrances that I told him to get. Man, that is true. My backlog is so huge, guys. So I'm on it. Even though today I actually got four brand new fragrances in today. We'll talk about those later on when we talk about some of our newer pickups. Albert Nicholas says, English laundry fragrances go for $95 at Macy's, $13 at Burlington, Marshalls, and TJ Maxx. Yeah, that is crazy. That the retail price for those are pretty expensive, but you can get them for extremely cheap. I think I also saw Riviera as well. I will post a Instagram reel going Burlington hunting. So if you follow my Instagram, which I'll actually link, I did this before, but I will link my Instagram. Definitely check that out. I post reels pretty much every day. I usually post my set of the days as well too. So that would be awesome if you guys could go actually follow me there also. Let's see. Mark says English laundry, 2-hour scent. Yeah, they do not last that long. Even though this one is an eau de parfum concentration, I wore it today. I got around maybe 4 hours out of this one, but they have an extensive collection from what I've seen. I've got samples of La Fille de Berlin, Unboys, Vanille, Santal Majescu, Ombre Soran, which I heard is good, and Shergy, which is also a good one. You need to try Baptiste de Faux, though. I promise you, that is an awesome kind of gunpowder gingerbread fragrance. Very unique. Larry says, would you rather Dior Sauvage or Creed Aventus? Come on. Obviously, I got to go with Creed Aventus just because Sauvage is very played out. That is like your typical guy's kind of fragrance that everyone will pretty much buy when they go to like a Macy's counter. Now, if we're talking about Sauvage Elixir, which is my favorite flanker, I don't know. I might have to go with that. But the original Sauvage, definitely not. Montreux says, I'm wearing Creed. What Creed you got on tonight? Let's see. Mark says, Assad is a Sauvage Elixir clone. Just came out. Oh, really? How much does that actually run for? I'm definitely kind of interested in Sauvage Elixir clones and see how they stack up. Actually, I want to talk about a clone house today, too, that I just got in the mail today. And it's by far probably one of the best clone houses on the market from what I've tested so far. And I've tested 6 of them. I did see Original Penguin, Original Blend at TJ Maxx today for $15. I got it 2 years ago. Decent apple fragrance, solid casual work fragrance, nothing special, but not bad either. Yeah, Original Penguin, the house is a house I do kind of want to check out. I have come across them as well at very affordable prices, anywhere from like $10 to $15. So that might be a pretty good bang for your buck house. Paul says, have you tried Aaron Terrence Hughes Raw Cherry? I have not. Aaron Terrence Hughes' fragrances I have actually not tested or sampled or anything. But is Raw Cherry similar to Lost Cherry? I think I have heard about that one, and it's very good. And he makes like beast mode fragrances. Montreux said, I got all the English laundry there. Good performance. It's good. My favorite one is Windsor. Oh, is Windsor the red bottle? I think that is a lot of people's favorite one, like the red and gold. Heb says, Sub Hunter, what's your thoughts on Elixir being compared to Jacquard? That's interesting. I don't really get similarities with Elixir and Jacquard Noir, if that's the one you're talking about. Jacquard just comes across very soapy, obviously lavender heavy. And when I first did my impression of Jacquard, when it was actually the first time smelling it, I was surprised, guys. I thought it'd be like the 80s old school masculine fragrance, but it wasn't really that. Elixir, I don't get that much similarity. I'll probably have to smell them side by side and test. But yeah, what's your thoughts on insurance coverage on a large fragrance collection? Yeah, my fragrance collection is pretty expensive, so I should probably invest in something like that because you never know. Be a good backup. Check out Guess Noir. I do see guest fragrances pop up at TJ's. I'm not sure which one that is, but I have seen quite a few. 30 to 40, look it up, Assad. Okay, that's actually not a bad price range, 30 to 40 bucks for a clone house. Yes, to do. They last on me. Yeah, this one wasn't that bad of a performer. Sam in the house, what's going on, man? How's your evening going tonight? And what's your scent of the day? Tyler says Original Penguin is a great introductory house. If you're just getting into fragrances, they are a good house to start with. Yeah, that's probably is a good house for like beginners, just getting into fragrances, like you said. Especially for the prices, not bad. What is one fragrance that is super potent, has beast mode projection, but also very good? A fragrance with beast mode performance and also very good. I would probably say Frederic Mall's Promise. It's a very smoky kind of apple fragrance, and this is fantastic with nuclear performance, but it is on the pricey side of things being in the Dubai collection. Desert Gems, at least. 80s Old School Masculine Obsession by Calvin Klein or Versace L'Homme. Obsession by Calvin Klein, I actually almost picked up quite a few times because I have heard some of you guys say that it's similar to Musk Ravageur by Frederic Malle, which I absolutely love. If you watch any of my videos, I talk about that as like the sexiest fragrance money can buy. Best musk fragrance, hands down, in my opinion. Sam says, have you tried Mr. Burberry yet? The only Mr. Burberry that I own in my collection and have smelled is actually Mr. Burberry Indigo. It's a very good minty fragrance. But the other ones I have not, like the original, and I think it came out with like an EDP. But Indigo is actually pretty good if you like mint fragrances, which I do. Scent of the day, Insurrection 2 Wild, Albert says. I have not heard of that one. Is it any good? Or is it anything I should actually check out? Heb says, I haven't got my nose on it, but people compare Elixir to Jacquard Noir a lot. Your vid on Jacquard Noir is awesome. I just wish it had more push, like some Ambroxan or something. Yeah, that is true. Ambroxan is a very good base note that just boosts the performance, being a synthetic, obviously an accord. But in Jacquard Noir, I don't think Ambroxan was around when that fragrance was released, or I'm sure it would have had it. And obviously, it's been reformulated, so it's probably not as nuclear as the older formulations, like in the 80s, like a lot of people said. Aaron says, favorite creed and why? My favorite creed, everyone probably knows this, is, of course, guys, Creed's Royal Oud. Hands down, one of the most luxurious smelling, sophisticated, just gentlemanly fragrances money can buy. Even though I think this fragrance should have been called Royal Cedar, because I get a ton of cedar, way more than the sandalwood and the oud in here. But yeah, guys, I can't live without this stuff during the fall time. This is a go-to for me. And my favorite creed, hands down. And I own 4. I own Aventus Cologne, Aventus, Silver Mountain Water, and Royal Oud. And that one surpasses all of them easily. My evening is pretty good. My scent of the day was Cartier Roadster. So Cartier is actually another house I haven't really experienced. I did smell, which one was it? Decoller. I actually forget. What was it called? It was like the parfum, and I did not like it at all. It was actually I had to scrub it off my skin. That's how bad I didn't like it. When I think potent and beast mode, I think Sauvage Elixir. Yeah, definitely Sauvage Elixir. You only need like 2 sprays of that stuff, and you'll fill up an entire like cafeteria. It's very, very nuclear. Mark says, how is the performance on those Banana Republic fragrances? So honestly, a lot of them perform very good. Like Tobacco and Tonka Bean is extremely good. Oud Mosaic's very good. Midnight Hour, which is the newest one, is solid performance, especially longevity. And that fragrance is a very good kind of Aventus similarity fragrance. If you just replace the pineapple with mango, you get that fragrance, and it's phenomenal for the high heat. Bloss Noise says, yes, welcome to the stream, brother. Hope you're doing good. Albert Nicholas Jr. says, vanilla tobacco dry down compared a lot to Mugler Pure Havana. I have smelled Pure Havana in a Macy's, but my Macy's doesn't carry those anymore. I think, aren't they discontinued the A-Man line? I believe they might be. But that was a good fragrance when I did smell it. That and Marc Antoine Boris Ganymede. Let's see. Angel Share by Killian is my favorite fragrance. It's so good, Larry says. Yeah, Angel Share is by far the best boozy fragrance money can buy. It's just that oak. It smells like kind of like cognac aging in oak barrels for years and years, and you get that aroma. If you just put your head in like an oak barrel after that actually happened, that's angel share for you, and it's fantastic. And I got my angel share for $50 from the GQ box that they were doing for a month, and that was an absolute steal. What was your first cologne that started your collection? Nick says. So back in the day when I was like a teenager, I was wearing Burberry Touch, which I don't really enjoy that much anymore, and I don't really have many memories with it. But a fragrance that kind of started my journey was Tommy Bahama's Martinique, an extremely good kind of a creamy lavender fragrance. That and obviously Sauvage, guys. Sauvage is actually my oldest bottle in my collection. I have a 2016 batch, so pretty much one of the first batches that came out. And once I got that, I was watching fragrance reviewers, stuff like that, and I started collecting fragrances, and then eventually started my own YouTube channel. And now we're at around 250 bottles, which is just crazy. Montreal says, yeah, it's good. Let's see. Nick says 5 colognes to keep for the rest of your life. Wow. Come on, Nick. You put me on a spot like that with all my babies. So 5 colognes to keep for the rest of my life. It's going to be Tiziana Terenzi's Urza, Creed Royal Oud, which I have right there. Maybe Tom Ford's Oud Wood, which is one of my favorite versatile ouds. And it was my, like, a love at first sniff and got me into like the Tom Ford fragrances in general, like 4 years ago. So that's 3. Maybe Mason Margiela's By the Fireplace. That's one of my favorite winter fragrances. It just keeps you nice and cozy. And it just seems like you're actually by a fire during like the snow. That's 4. And then maybe, let's see, maybe Rosa Parfums Elysium, one of the most complex fresh fragrances in the world. It's just, that fragrance just changes from top to the dry down. It's crazy what Rosa Dove does. Robert says, I can't believe I've never owned anything from YSL. I don't know what one to begin with. YSL is a pretty good house. I own quite a few, especially from the L'Homme line, like London Nuit de l'Homme. I would definitely say start off with YEDP. It's my most complimented fragrance out of my entire collection. Pretty much every time I wear that, I get somebody asking me about it. It's absolutely crazy how many comments that thing gets. She says, yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Nice. Amen are gone. Yeah, that's what I figured. And I unfortunately don't have any, and they probably skyrocketed in price like crazy. Paul says, how do you balance your fragrance desire with your day-to-day finance? Are you on the side of control? So that's tips. So when it comes to fragrances, I don't really have any bad habits. Like, I don't really gamble. I don't smoke. I don't drink. Nothing like that. So any kind of like extra money that I have or make, I kind of justify it with buying fragrances. So that's what I do. That's kind of how I look at it. So yeah, even though it is a very, very expensive hobby, for sure. Per Van discontinued. That's unfortunate. Let's see. Tyler says, Robert, for YSL, I start with YEDP or L'Homme. Yeah, I know you love L'Homme. That ginger note in there, of course. Burberry Touch Fire. Yeah, I just am not really a big fan of violet leaf notes. So that's why I really can't get down with Burberry Touch, even though I do own a bottle, just kind of for sentimental reasons. Creed Oud is dang good. Yeah, Montrese, by far the best Creed, in my opinion. Even though I know Spice and Wood by Creed is similar to Royal Oud, but I think Royal Oud absolutely destroys that fragrance. It's not even a comparison, in my opinion. Mark says, how is the Armaf Hunter EDP and what does it smell like? Armaf Hunter, man, EDP, the Intense is phenomenal. Crowd pleaser, compliment getter. It is very similar to Dior Sauvage, and I think it's like a mix between Sauvage and Invictus by Paco Rabanne, which I don't own and don't really remember what it smells like, but I prefer Hunter EDP over Sauvage. I'll tell you that right now, which might be a shocker for some people, but that's a really good fragrance, especially for like 20 to 30 bucks. You can pick it up at crazy deal. Sam says, Amen. Kryptonite is a great one. My bottle is almost empty. Got to get more. Isn't that like the Krypton? Is that like a green bottle? I have heard about that. Top 5 blue cologne. All right. Top 5 blue cologne. Sauvage Elixir, if you want to consider that a blue cologne. We got, I'm just trying to look at my collection. YEDP, of course. Acqua di Gio Profondo, which I love. I have a very good memories with that. Obviously, Bleu de Chanel, the EDP, though, the best flanker, in my opinion, over the Parfum and the original. And probably Versace Dylan Blue, which is a new kind of found love for me. What do you think of Prada Amber Pour Homme? So Prada Amber Port Homme, I have heard fantastic things about it, but unfortunately do not own a bottle and have never even smelled it or sampled it. But maybe somebody else can answer that for you. What's your go-to fragrance for high heat? For high heat, my go-to fragrance. I really like Aventus cologne for the high heat, just that mandarin citrus opening, and it's very authentic and smells natural. So that's a good one for me. And also, if you guys ever check out the Abbott House, they have a fragrance called the Cape, which is phenomenal. One of my favorite mint fragrances, which is perfect for the high heat. It kind of gives you like a cooling vibe. Larry says, what's your most expensive fragrance? So if we're talking about most expensive retail, it's definitely, let me see. It would have to be this fragrance. It is actually Bond Number 9's Dubai's Black Sapphire. This retails for $600, even though you can get it at the discounters for a much cheaper price. But yeah, retail, this is definitely my most expensive fragrance within my collection. It's a very oudy kind of a beeswax fragrance, very animalic. It's a fragrance that I only wear for my own personal enjoyment, not going to work or anything like that. You will get a bunch of looks. If Aventus and Parfums Vintage Empire EDP Extrait were the same price, Aventus decants can go for sub $200 for 100 ml on Reddit. Which would you take? Jared says, so Parfums Vintage is actually a house I have never tried either, but I heard they have fantastic clones of Aventus. Now, I do want to talk about clones, guys, because I actually just got 2 clones from Alexandria Fragrances. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this house, but wow, am I impressed. Have you guys know anything about Alexandria Fragrances? I got Forbidden Plum, which is a clone of Tom Ford's Plum Japonais. Oh my goodness. And obviously that's discontinued. I absolutely love this stuff and cannot wait to do a video on this. And I also got a original creation by them called Game Time. As you can see right there, try to focus. Game Time is actually a combination of Aventus and Baccarat Rouge, guys. So if you love both of those fragrances, just imagine those together and you get this right here. It has an opening of that saffron spicy Baccarat Rouge, and you get that dry down of Aventus, obviously, and it's phenomenal. And I'm actually covered in this because I got a sample set as well. We're actually not samples. They sent me 4 10 ml decants in phenomenal packaging. Tobacco Oud is another one that I got from them. Elysium Clone Zion. But yeah, fantastic house, and I cannot wait to talk about those. Let me know if any of you guys tried Alexandria Fragrances. Aaron says, have you read or heard about the book, The Ghost Perfumer, focused on Creed and their history? Yeah, I actually am reading The Ghost Perfumer, Aaron. I just restarted it today because when I got the book, I was very busy reading other books, things like that. And I wasn't really posting videos. I kind of took a break, but I am actually reading that right now. I'm on chapter 2, which I believe chapter 2 says, what is perfume? Fantastic book. How do you like that book? Larry says, what's your most commented fragrance? My most commented fragrance right now is either Club Dinner Wheat Intense Man, maybe taken over YEDP. People will love Club Dinner Wheat, even though obviously it's very synthetic. It's a clone of Aventus, but you just can't go wrong with it. Montrese says YSL is just okay. Yeah, I do like Tuxedo, though. Tuxedo is phenomenal, but obviously that's in the higher end designer range from them. Tyler said, Prada Amber Port Homme. I had to be in the right mood for it. Very soapy, even more so in my opinion than Prada L'Homme. Is it really more soapy than Prada L'Homme? I do know Prada's known for their soapy fragrances, but I did not know that was even more so than L'Homme, which is the best soapy fragrance you can get. This smells like money, pretty much. MFK Vitae Forte. Okay, rocking the MFK. 6 Cents official in the house. What's going on, brother? He has a phenomenal channel. Go check him out as well. I've been following him pretty much since the start of my journey as well. So definitely respect to you, brother. Hope you're doing good this evening. What is your scent of the day as well? Yeah, it's the green bottle. Yeah, that's what I figured. I do remember seeing that. Most versatile and long-lasting fragrance of all time. Wow. Okay, that is a very hard answer. So most versatile and long-lasting fragrance of all time. I mean, honestly, when we think about like new fragrances, you would have to talk about Sauvage Elixir. Extremely versatile. You wear in the fall, winter, spring, and summer. It just works. It works for all occasions, and it will last 12 plus hours on your skin. Incredible stuff. I hate Aqua di Gio. I'm assuming they all smell cheap to me. I tried. Have you tried the new Aqua di Gio Eau de Parfum? I actually really like that. It's kind of a mix between Profondo and Profumo. So, and I think it's actually replacing Profumo as well, unfortunately. Because I love Profumo and that incense note. I'm glad I have a bottle of that. But I've been talking about that fragrance being discontinued for like 2 years now when I first got it. I don't know why. It's been kind of like the news about that fragrance. The dry down on Dylan Blue is next level. That's really where the magic happens. I agree. Very good. It's like Ambroxan. It's just phenomenal. Also like a smoky incense in there as well. Stinky says, do you have Creed Viking? I actually do not have Creed Viking. I have smelled Viking and Viking cologne. Viking cologne is just so citrusy, so natural smelling. But I think I do prefer the original Viking. It's just a little bit more complex and more versatile. He replied, let's see. Jim's ruined Aqua di Joe for me. Yeah, I'm sure, especially the original. Alberto Nicholas Jr., good night, everyone. All right, thanks for stopping by, brother. Have a good night as well. Appreciate you. Larry said, would you rather Parfum de Mali Leighton or Parfum de Mali Heron? I'm more of like a dark kind of composition fragrance, so I love Heron, but there's something special about Leighton. It's just that vanilla apple combination. It kind of smells like apple pie. So I would probably go with Leighton, and it's much more versatile as well. Thoughts on Coach for Men? Coach for Men is also a very good kind of underrated blue fragrance. Very crowd pleasing. Women absolutely love Coach for Men. So if you can get it at a good price, I highly recommend it. Check that. I also want to let you guys know, if anyone wants to hop in the stream with me, I can definitely leave a link in the comments, and you guys can actually hop on and talk fragrances with me for a little bit if you want. Here's a link for it. I think that would be kind of interesting. This is the first time actually doing this. So let's see. Mark says, are Guess Los Angeles Men or Versace Eros similar? I'm not sure, but obviously Versace Eros is a very good club in minty fragrance and apple heavy. So someone let him know if that's similar. Dude, Club de Nuit Intense Man Dry Down is solid any season. 100% facts, dude. I agree 100%. Very versatile fragrance with that dry down. Prada Alone smells more masculine than Amber Pour Homme, at least to my nose. Wow. That makes me kind of interested in Prada Amber Pour Homme, to be honest with you. Because Prada Alone doesn't really come across that masculine to me. So if that one's even less masculine, I'm very interested. Thoughts on Santal 33? Not a fan of Santal 33 at all. But it's mostly because I just do not really like the note of sandalwood, to be honest with you. Never been a fan of sandalwood, especially when it comes across very like sawdusty and like pickle smelling. Just not a fan of it. 6 cents, happy to hang, bro. And scent of the day, plum and cognac, Sense of Wood. Man, Sense of Wood's another house I really, really want to check out. How is that, man? How is the performance on that as well? I know Sense of Wood has been getting a ton of hype lately. And I love the concept of their bottles. They come in like these wooden, well, not wooden, but they look like a wood. And their concept is phenomenal. Scent of the Night is 2016 bottle of Aventus I received today. No way, man. How is that? Is it like is it like balanced? Is it fruity? Is it birch heavy with being smoky? I only have a 2019 batch and it's 19S31. Even though it is one of the better 19 batches, but it's a very solid balanced batch. I wish it was a little bit more smoky though. If Alexander are close to Plum Japanese, then you have smelled Plum Japanese, right? I never have, so I will watch your video for sure. No, I have actually not smelled Plum Japanese, but dude, this stuff is magic. I'm telling you right now, I did have a subscriber actually send me a sample of this maybe like a year or so ago, and I fell in love with that stuff from the sample, so I had to get this 100 ml bottle. Phenomenal juice, man. I cannot wait to get a full wearing out of that. Do you own Jupe Homme? I do not, but I know that's a classic fragrance. Thoughts on Mont Blanc Legend Spirit? Legend Spirit is actually very good. It's kind of similar to like Jimmy Choo Man Ice. It kind of smells like a lemonade. Solid summer banger for sure. Creed is good for the heat. Yeah, Creed is pretty much perfects the lemon note and just phenomenal in the fresher department. That's why I love Royal Oud so much, because it is a little bit of a departure from what they usually do. Which house says, when does your OnlyFans launch, man? Yeah, do not do that. Gonna stick to fragrance live streams. That's what we're doing here. How long does gray flannel last? A classic gray flannel. So I actually have obviously a fairly new batch of gray flannel, and that stuff actually lasts pretty decent amount. It actually get me through a whole workday. So around 8 hours or so, I would say a pretty decent longevity. So no complaints from me. I love Santal 33. It's been years since I've worn it though. Yeah, Santal 33, I think is the most popular fragrance from the house of Le Labo. So yeah, it's a lot of people love that fragrance, especially if you love sandalwood. But to me, it just comes across too much smelling like dill pickle. So not the biggest fan, but my favorite sandalwood fragrance is definitely Santal Complete by Fragrance du Bois. You get a coconut sandalwood combination. It's just absolutely heavenly, guys. Highly recommend that fragrance. Hebs replied to Mark saying, it's close to Eros, but something about the dry down smell flat. That's stale. Eros is much higher quality and different vibe. There you go. Do you like Another 13? I have not smelled Another 13, but I do have a clone of Another 13. But it just smells like a second skin to me. It's kind of like Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume. I think it's just a bunch of ambroxan. Plumbing Cognac is 12 hours plus on my skin. The hype is real with this, man. Wow, man. If that's the case, I definitely have to look into Scent of Wood for sure. Let's see. Thank you for answering. Batch of 16 EO1 pineapple heavy at the top with a very distinct licorice note in the dry down. Wow. That sounds good. Of course, I love a nice pineapple opening, especially in aventus. You cannot go wrong with it. Let's see. Ether Carbonium is my niche signature, Tommy says. I have actually not heard of that. Have you tried Light Blue Forever Pour Homme by Dolce Gabanna? No. The only light blues I've tried is obviously the original and O Intense. I've never tried Light Blue Forever. But I believe, weren't those popping up at the local rack stores, if I'm not mistaken? Thoughts on Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad? So, Tyler is actually in the stream. Tyler, what's going on, brother?
Hey, brother. How are you doing?
Hi, mic going here. I want my speaker. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if mic mute. Unmute mic. Tyler, can you hear me?
How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing this evening?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I just thought I would hop on and see if this thing would work.
Hey, it worked. How are you? Are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone.
Wow, how'd you join it? Through the StreamYard?
Yeah, I joined through the link.
Wow, awesome, man. Everyone wish Tyler a happy birthday in the comments. His birthday's today. Happy birthday, brother. I hope you had a good day. I know we talked earlier, but hopefully it turned around.
It did. It did.
Good to hear. So let's answer some of these comments. Nick says, to me, Calvin Klein Defy smells like a smooth version of Sauvage. Defy is actually the new Calvin Klein, correct? You know anything about Defy?
I don't. Me personally. Calvin Klein isn't one of those houses that I normally gravitate toward.
No, me neither. The only ones I own is CK1 Shock, which, I mean, that is a pretty good, cheap tobacco fragrance. And then some of the summer fragrances are pretty decent as well. But yeah,
I owned one in high school, and that was like my go-to scent in high school, but I haven't bought any Calvin Klein since then.
Was it probably CK1, right?
Yeah, CK1.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably grab a bottle of that just for being a dumb reach for the high heat, but
yeah, it's great for high, and it kind of reminds me personally of Aqua de Jo. Kind of has an Aqua de Jo vibe to it.
Wow. Yeah, I don't remember. Witch House says, okay, real question. Do you think Eros Parfum is different enough from the EDT to be worth buying? Yeah, I know Eros came out with a bunch of flankers, the EDP and then the Parfum. But to be honest with you, Witch House, the only one I own and have smelled is the original Eau de Toilette. So I have no idea unless somebody else knows that answer.
That's the only one I have.
Yeah. I just never really been interested in trying the other ones for some reason. They kind of just flew by my head, to be honest. Mark says, do you have any replica fragrances? Yeah, Mark. Like I was just saying a little bit earlier, one of the fragrances I could not live without in the winter, in the snow, is By the Fireplace. Phenomenal kind of chestnuts roasting by the fire. Nutty fragrance is just phenomenal. What is your favorite Maison Margiela fragrance, Mark? Let me know. And I did have Jazz Club, but when it got delivered from Sephora, it came broken, so I had to return it. And they didn't have it in store, so I replaced it with Tom Ford's Black Orchid at the time. Black Orchid is incredible fragrance that a lot of guys should be wearing, even though it is targeted towards, well, it was targeted towards women, but now it's unisex, which is a very good marketing thing for Tom Ford. Clockwork says, Byredo Pulp, that's my last purchase. Man, Byredo is another house that is pretty much, well, I wouldn't say underrated. The only one I have is Gypsy Water, which was my Christmas scent of the day, but I haven't tried any others. Like Ballad of Freak, I believe. Sam says, happy birthday, Tyler.
Thank you, Sam.
There you go.
And if your audience wants a fantastic oud wood alternative, I think you know which one I have in my hand.
Dossier.
Who's your oud?
Yeah, man, that is phenomenal. I actually had that fragrance before I owned a bottle of oud wood, and it satisfied my needs until I got a bottle for my birthday. Fantastic cologne.
Yeah, my mom didn't give me one for my birthday.
Yeah, that's a pretty expensive birthday. Bro, you got to try Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. It's the best grapefruit fragrance ever. Wow. That's a high kind of claim, to be honest, for a grapefruit fragrance.
I did enjoy Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense, but I gave my bottle away.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
See, my favorite grapefruit fragrance is definitely Rose or Parfums Elysium. I don't see Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever surpassing that, or actually by Gari's Tigar, which I got a clone of from Alexandria Fragrances, and it smells identical to Tigar, guys. So if you do not want to spend $300 on Tigar, check out that house. It's called Black Panther, by the way. Having B-Day Big T, Heb says.
Thank you, Heb.
Show Tyler all the support, man. Happy birthday. What was your, by the way, what was your scent of the day for your birthday? Barbershop Authenticity Perfumes. That's what's up, man.
Which I would have never known anything about this house if it wasn't for Hunter. And I should have, because they're a Norfolk-based company, and I'm from Virginia, so.
Yeah, that's cool. You always got to support, hometown houses.
But this is my favorite one, though.
Yeah, L'Homme Rocher. That's also my favorite one, too. If anyone asks what fragrance to get from that house, it'd definitely be that one.
This is a good one, too. Fresh Boss.
Yeah. I think my favorites would be L'Homme Rocher as number one. Coffee Lush as number two. I know you don't have a bottle of that, do you?
No. I just have those three.
You're not a fan of coffee fragrances, right?
No. It depends. It depends.
Yeah.
If it's just straight coffee, then no. But if it's coffee mixed with other things like, hazelnut or something like that, it might be pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that literally smells like a coffee house, and it's nuclear performance. Definitely the best from that house as far as performance as well.
My apologies on the dark room. My lighting in here is terrible.
No, you're good, man. It's all good. Aaron says, have you sampled Louis Vuitton Afternoon Swim? One of my favorites in the high heat, up there with Aventus Cologne. Wow. No, but I have heard a lot of things about Afternoon Swim. Obviously, Ombre Nomad. They have a bunch of them. But yeah, Louis Vuitton is a house I want to check out. I was actually at Saks Fifth Avenue on Friday, which was yesterday, of course. And I was in line at Louis Vuitton. And they said it was like a 30-minute late to get in there, or a 30-minute wait. So I just kind of left. Didn't really have time. I really wanted to check them out. Yes, I have Gypsy Water as well. Fantastic kind of foresty, piney fragrance. I love that one. What's your favorite Versace fragrance? Because mine is Eau Fraiche.
Dylan Blue would be mine.
Yeah. You already know. I would have to honestly go with the Dreamer.
Dreamer is great. I think that was my first Versace fragrance, actually.
Yeah. I think everyone should have a bottle of the Dreamer just because of what it is. Obviously, it was the last fragrance created by him as a director.
And I love Creed Royal Oud like Hunter. That's my favorite. But my hidden gem that I really enjoy is this one right here. Himalaya.
Boys of Portugal?
No, Himalaya.
Oh, Himalaya. Really?
That one was kind of under the radar for me. I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Yeah. See, I don't really remember what Himalaya smells like, to be honest.
It's basically what Silver Mountain Water was trying to do or should have been, and it wasn't.
Oh, really? Yeah,
that's what I think.
It's funny because I was at dinner one time wearing Aventus cologne, and the waitress asked me what I was wearing. It's like Creed Aventus cologne. And she's like, "No way, you're wearing Creed." A lot of people don't know about that. And she said she wears Himalaya. I was like,
Himalaya is marketed toward men, but it can be worn by women.
Yeah, so it is unisex.
I think so.
Loving Tltg Blue shares similarities to Tiger. Haven't heard of that one either. But I love Tiger. Very good grapefruit heavy fragrance. Emperor Armani Intensely. I'm thinking about Intensely or Strong With You Intensely, I believe. Absolutely for blind buy. I know they just came out with an oud flanker as well, which I would love to try, but they haven't really became available in the States as of yet. I don't know much about those. I think they are similar to Mason Margiela's By the Fireplace, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, Versace, you're good, man. Got it. CK, it's okay for running errands, Montrese says.
I agree. CK is a house that's good for running errands.
Yeah, just kind of a cheap, you don't really have to worry about going to the bottle, easily replace it.
But anyway, Hunter, I just wanted to jump on and say hi. I don't want to take up all of your space here, but I just want to say hey to everybody, and thank you for the birthday wishes.
Of course.
It's nice to be on stream, and I'll keep watching.
Definitely, man. Appreciate you hopping in. That was awesome.
Take care, brother.
Yep, you too. Montrese, man, have you got any more backups of anything lately, bro? I know you're the one with like the 8 backups of fragrances, which is absolutely crazy. Larry says, what do you think is the most overrated fragrance? Let me fix this really quick. Most overrated fragrance. Wow, I forgot. Actually, I just came across this before. The most overrated. What's everyone think the most overrated fragrance is in the fragrance community, guys? Let everyone know. But for me, okay, I got it. It's Tom Ford's Effin' Fabulous. This fragrance right here is definitely the most overrated fragrance I've ever smelled, guys. It does not deserve this name at all. And especially for the price tag of this stuff, like $375 for a 50 mil and $500 for a 100 mil. Definitely overrated, guys. 100%. Not a fan of it. It smells like baby wipes. It's very almondy. Kind of has a leather note as well, but do not like it. Dreamer is my top 5 fragrances by any house, in which house says. I agree. The Dreamer is a fragrance that will forever be with me. If my house burned down, I can take one fragrance. Honestly, that might be one of them that I would take. Not even going to lie to you guys. Just because I have so many memories with that, it just transported me back to great times in my life. So I always need that. Top 3 fragrance YouTubers of all time, in your opinion? Obviously, I'm not going to say myself. Brooklyn Fragrance Lover, rest in peace to him, Carlos. Definitely good. I loved his series of Niche or Designer when they used to obviously take shots and stuff like that when they got it wrong. That was awesome. I used to watch that way before even I started my own channel. So him. Jeremy Fragrance isn't really somebody I watch anymore, but he was definitely a huge influence in the fragrance community when he first started. So he would definitely be one of them as well, just for what he did. And maybe Red Adolescence as well. The OG. Tom Ford Ombre Leather is the underrated cologne. It's so good, man. Yeah, Ombre Leather. I actually like Ombre Leather way more than Tuscan Leather, if I'm being honest with you. Even though Tuscan Leather does smell a little bit more luxurious, it's much more complex. But man, that leather in Ombre Leather is incredible. Alongside that jasmine notes, phenomenal fragrance. End of the day, Armani Attitude. Wow, I do not know what that is. Armani Attitude. Armani's another house that I really need to check out. Armani Code. The only ones I own is pretty much Acqua di Gio's, like Absolute Instinct, Profondo, and Profumo. 3 of them. Tyler also agrees. Oh no, he says I like Effin' Fabulous, but I agree. Oh, it is overrated. Yeah, 100%, especially for the price and the name. It's not fabulous. And I guess when Tom Ford smelled this fragrance when it was first obviously created from the perfumer, he just said it fabulous, and that's how he came up with the name. Yeah, not a fragrance I pull for very rarely at all. But I got a bottle at a highly discounted rate, so I could not pass it up. What do you think about Jupe Homme? Honestly, Jupe Homme, I do not remember what it smells like. All I know, it is a class that's been around for like 20 plus years, if I'm not mistaken. It might be one of the better classes, actually. It's still pretty popular. Bubbles the God says, I really enjoy your rack store hunting, so please release more of those videos, he says. Yeah, I definitely do want to do more of those videos. But what I've been doing, I haven't been posting those to YouTube because I just kind of been making really quick reels on Instagram. And I have 2 more coming up. I went to Burlington, which is coming up tomorrow. And I went to Nordstrom Rack to check out fragrances. So follow my Instagram if you don't want to miss out on that. I'll actually put that link in the description. Let me pull that up really quick. Give me 1 second. I'd appreciate if you guys actually follow me over there, where I have been very active. Let's see. Put the live chat. All right. All right, guys. Follow me on there. I just put the link in the chat. Montreux says recipes to Carlos, 100%. And I do have Redbrook perfumes, which was obviously a limited release from him when he passed away. So every time I smell that, it reminds me obviously of Carlos and the videos I watched back in the day. So yeah, rest in peace. Tyler says my top 3 favorite YouTube fragrance reviews is Hunter, appreciate you, brother. Ash from Gent Sense, of course, and Tommy from Studio Sense. Yeah, Tommy's actually a good one as well. I pretty much watch everyone and subscribe to everyone just to show my support to the FragHunter. I do miss Carlos, though. Yeah, he was very unique, and he did some cool video topics and things. Think of Mount Blanc individual. That's what Jupe Homme smells like. Oh, okay. So it's also kind of similar to Original Santal from, I'm assuming, Creed as well, right? If it's Mont Blanc individual, that's also very similar. My link right there, guys. Check that out. Like I said, if anyone else wants to hop in the stream, can definitely do so. I'll leave the link again for anyone else. Get some more interaction going. I also want to show you guys another fragrance that I got in today, actually. Now, this fragrance actually shocked me a lot, guys. This is actually from a house I've never heard of before until I got this fragrance sent out. It's from Tosus, I believe that's how you pronounce it, but this is called Chill Man. Fantastic summer fragrance, guys. And I'm thinking about actually making this my scent of the day tomorrow. It's going to be hot tomorrow. And wow, it has like a lot of lime in here. And this bottle is actually kind of it's kind of generic looking, but it has like an old school 90s kind of sporty fragrance vibe to it with that gradient, kind of like a rubberized green thing going around the top, but awesome summer fragrance. And I think this is brand new, so you might want to check this out. I will be doing a review of this pretty soon as well, so be on the lookout for that. Might be a hidden gem house. Tom Ford's fragrances have been watered down. They used to make my stomach turn. They were so strong at one point. Yeah, I agree. I mean, these do still kind of release some strong stuff like Ebony Fumé. Well, actually, when I think about it, isn't that strong. Even though it does come across pretty potent, but it doesn't really last that long. I do have a sample of that, which is pretty decent. But yeah, then they came out with the Rose collection. Then haven't really been coming out with dark stuff like they used to, like Tuscan Leather, Oud Wood, obviously Plum Japonais, Tobacco Oud, all those kind of heavy hitters. Amber Absolute. Have you smelled Givenchy Ultramarine? If so, what are your thoughts? No, I actually do not know that one. Let me look that up really quick. Givenchy Ultramarine. What is that? Givenchy is a house I really want to check out, like Gentleman Line. Okay, so they have a bottle of that actually on Fragrance Net for $32. Brand new, 100 mil. It looks kind of classic, though. Is that actually a classic Givenchy fragrance? I might check that out. Eros or Eros Flame? Eros 100%. Even though if you want to smell a little bit more unique, definitely Eros Flame. And there is the link if anyone wants to join the live stream as well and talk fragrances. You are more than welcome. If not, I'll obviously be doing this alone as well. Best cheap fragrance. Okay, best cheap fragrance, he asked. Obviously, I would have to say Club de Nuit Intense, man. If you're just looking for a versatile compliment getter for, around 20 to 40 bucks, definitely that. Or if you like boozy fragrances, Bentley for Men Intense. One of the best boozy fragrances on the market. Ever try Metalique by Tom Ford? Marketed for women, but it's easily unisex. Yeah, I have smelled that. It's in like the silver and gold cap bottle, I believe, or something. Honestly, I wasn't really the biggest fan of that fragrance, I gotta say. But yeah, it did come across pretty unisex, like you said. It wasn't really that feminine, but just didn't really vibe with me. I think it was a little bit too metallic, if I'm not mistaken. I think that bottle is kind of dope. What's that called again? Yeah, Chill Man. It's by Tous or Tous. I don't even know how to say that. Tosus, something, but it's called Chill Man. Yeah, Man Chill, I believe. They got like a green, kind of a neon green cap. Very nice summer fragrance. If you actually wanted to check this out, which house? Go check out So Avant-Garde and use code FragHunter15. You can get 15% off of this. I think it's actually where they distribute through them. So definitely check it out. I don't think it's that expensive either. And I can't wait to wear that tomorrow. Metal leak is awful. Yeah. See, I kind of agree with them. Montrese says flame over arrows. Okay. All right, Montrese disagreeing here, brother. Jen sends chaos fragrances, and you are a reason why I'm into fragrances. Well, I'm the reason you're in the fragrances, brother? That is awesome. That's an honor. I love getting the people into this crazy hobby of ours, even though do not go bankrupt in this because this is an expensive hobby. You do not need as many fragrances as I have behind me. Trust me that. You're good with like 5 or so fragrances. But obviously, if you love fragrances and look at them like pieces of art, definitely you can do that. But beware. It's kind of like a rabbit hole. You always want to smell another fragrance. You want to blind buy another fragrance. It's like it's so exciting. You get that adrenaline rush. Clockwork says Aaron is my favorite reviewer. Aaron's Hughes, I'm assuming he's talking about. What about Versace blue jeans? Blue jeans, man. That's actually my most viewed video on my entire channel. I think that has like over 70,000 views as of now. So Versace blue jeans, people love that one. It's not outdated in my opinion, and you get it for 20 bucks at the rack stores. Definitely recommend blue jeans. Classic. Do you think Baccarat Rouge 540 is overrated? Here's the thing. Baccarat Rouge, the DNA is definitely popular, even if it's the obviously original Baccarat Rouge, if it's a clone, and obviously a bunch of houses that are copying that DNA as well. But I wouldn't really say it's overrated, even though I do have a coworker. Man, she wears a Baccarat Rouge DNA, and I smell her. I promise you, a mile away. When I'm behind her, I smell her, and she won't even be in sight, and I smell Baccarat Rouge. I need to ask her if she's actually wearing Baccarat Rouge or not. But yeah, it may be a little bit overrated, kind of like aventus and sauvage because it's so popular. But like I said, if you like aventus and Baccarat Rouge, get Game Time. It's a combination of both of them, and you will smell a little bit different, which is awesome. So you don't have to like layer both of them. Just get that right there, and it works perfect. And it's beast mode performance being straight to parfum. Yes, came out in 1994. Wow. I think he's talking about the gentleman fragrance. Yo, we got casual fragrances in the house. Chris, man, what's going on, brother? He says, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? My scent of the day is Dior Sauvage EDT. All right, Chris, with the EDT Sauvage. You can't go wrong with that. It's definitely a dumb reach for any occasion, any season, and just pretty much wear it anywhere. Good choice. Can a 15-year-old pull off Versace blue jeans? Because I see lots of people recommend it. Honestly, let me see. Versace blue jeans. Okay, I haven't worn it in a moment, but here it is right here. Honestly, I think it does come across. Yeah, it definitely comes across pretty versatile. It has like a soapiness to it. Yeah, definitely. If you're 15, you can 100% pull this off. It does not smell like an old man or anything like that, so do not worry about that. You will be good to go. It won't smell like everyone else too, which is awesome. 540 isn't overrated. It's a masterpiece. I don't wear it anymore because I smell it everywhere. Yeah, I agree. It's a very popular. Even though I do smell a lot more women wearing Baccarat Rouge 540 than men. Actually, I never really smelled it on a man before. So that's another bad thing. So when I'm wearing it, people might think I'm wearing like a women's fragrance. You know, it's not really a bad thing. I look at fragrances like obviously works of art and I can wear anything. But yeah, a lot of women wear that DNA. EDP is the best. I'm assuming he means Dior Sauvage. The only Sauvage that I own is the EDT and the Elixir, which is my favorite. Which House says, what new fashion items or accessories have you gotten lately? Are you still into Off-White? Yeah, I love Off-White. I was actually just at Nordstrom and they had a bunch of Fear of God stuff there. So I picked up a couple pieces from the new collection, like the 1977 collection. So yeah, that's like the last thing I picked up yesterday. I just love Fear of God, especially for the price you can get them at. The Fog Essentials collection. Fantastic value. High quality stuff that is very durable and will last 1,000 washes, which is good. Tyler says, Versace blue jeans is great. I love it. Totally a dumb reach. Dylan Blue is more complex, but blue jeans is a great cheapie. Yeah, I agree 100%. As far as DNA, I do prefer Dylan Blue over blue jeans, but yeah, blue jeans you get like half the price of Dylan Blue. So if you're in a budget and you're 15, definitely blue jeans will work. You're 15, wear whatever you want, young man. Clockwork says. Don't tell them that. You might be wearing Jacquard Noir to high school and scaring people away. Even though Jacquard Noir isn't that really that bad. Roll says long-lasting summer designers. Summer designers. If you want a long-lasting summer fragrance, right here, I got you covered at a very cheap, affordable price. Authenticity's Perfumes Summer Vibes. Got it in the name, guys. This stuff easily lasts 12 hours on my skin. It is 50% oil concentration is what they say, so it isn't a straight to parfum. And man, this is just citrus, citrus, citrus. It smells like just chilling out by the pool. And I'm definitely wearing this one when I actually am swimming, going to the pool on vacation. This might be a bottle I take. Extremely potent juice. And it's like $44 on the website, so check that house out. It is an indie house. Best gym set. So I actually really, my go-to gym set is L'Homme Sport from Yves Saint Laurent. Phenomenal gym scent, guys. Has a lot of aldehydes in it, so it's very clean, kind of like Chanel-like. I absolutely love L'Homme Sport. And I believe I got that bottle at Marshall's as well, and I think it might be discontinued. And I picked it up for like $50 for 100 ml. So, yeah, I'm glad I did because that's my go-to gym scent. Larry said, Interlude Black Iris and Wash has to be the most potent fragrance ever, at least to my nose. It's very unique fragrance, though. So, Interlude Man is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. I rated a masterpiece in my review, 10 out of 10. I haven't smelled Black Iris, though. I really, really want to. But they also came out with Interlude 53, which is 53% oil concentration, which is crazy. So I'm assuming that would just be absolutely nuclear, guys. Couldn't even imagine. I wore Jacquard Noir in high school. Then again, I'm 35 years old today. Yeah, he turned 35 today, but that's crazy. I think a lot of people wore that, though, in high school back in the day. My high school fragrance was actually the Dreamer, which is another very unique high school kind of teenager fragrance that a lot of teenagers probably won't like because it's obviously tobacco, rose. It's very different. Yeah, more men wore B540 before it became a female scent. I bought my first bottle 7 years ago. Wow. So you pretty much got it when it like first came out 7 years ago. That's crazy. I've had my bottle for 2 years now, I believe. But yeah, it's definitely looked at like a female DNA. Kind of has like cotton candy, burnt sugar vibe to it, a little bit spicy from the saffron, but I love it. I do not care when I wear it, what people think. True that. What does Toasted Chill Man smell like? Man, I get a ton of lime in here out of the atomizer. I haven't worn this one yet or haven't really actually sprayed it on skin, so I'm not really sure, but this comes across very fresh, very citrusy, a lot of lime in here. It has like a minty kind of chill vibe as well. It kind of has like cooling effect, hence the name Chill. Phenomenal fragrance though, man. I cannot wait to get a wearing out of that. Very unique for the summer. And that bottle just looks awesome. Even though it is a little bit tacky, it looks pretty cool. But personally, I think Blue Jeans is more an aggressive, hairy chest type guy fragrance on the opening. Still going to buy it. It's 17 euros here in Portugal. Yeah, that's not a bad price. It might come across like that on the opening, but it does have a very soapiness to it. It's not really that kind of masculine, like gray flannel or like polo green, nothing like that. So it would still work for a teenager, I think. YSL loves to discontinue some of their more popular flankers. That is true. I know you love All Team, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but they do discontinue like pretty much every fragrance they come out with besides the original launches. All the flankers they discontinue. It's crazy. I only wear fresh fragrances when I'm in school. Yeah, good idea. You do not want to roll up in school wearing something like this. You might get kicked out of the class. I'm not even going to lie to you. So be careful when you're at school. Best dossier. I got you. Best. I have 20, I think 20 some. So I have to find it. Okay, give me 1 second. Here it is. All right, this is my favorite dossier at the moment. Even though some of the other ones I like the original fragrances for, but man, aromatic ginger, guys. It's a clone of Louis Vuitton's Limoncello. Man, this fragrance actually made me really like ginger as well. Oh, we got Montrese coming in the. Let me see. Add them connector mic. Give me 1 second. Yo, Montrese, it says to connect your mic, brother. And Cam, before I can add you to the stream. For some reason it's saying an error. But yeah, this is a very good clone of Louis Vuitton's Limoncello. Fantastic. And I never smelled the original, but I love this fragrance. So good. But they also have a very good tobacco vanille cologne, phenomenal lost cherry cologne as well. And they have a very, very good by the fireplace cologne. And I have a discount code in my descriptions as well if you want to check out Dossier. More men wear BR540. It was truly a niche fragrance before the mainstream. I bought it 7 years ago. Yeah, I agree. For sure. It's as popular as Creed Aventus now, which is absolutely crazy how it took over. My favorite Dossier and the one I think is the best is Fougere Oud. Yeah, I agree. Fantastic oud wood cologne. If you don't want to spend $270 on a 50 ml of oud wood, get a 50 ml of Fougere Oud for like $40, I believe they go for. Fantastic price. And they are pretty good performing as well. But my favorite cologne house right now is definitely Alexandria Fragrances. There's something beast mode about these. And through the years, I have heard a lot of hype about this house as well. And for very, very good reason. Fantastic. Let's see. I'm wearing 1977 right now. Clockwork says, sorry, but polo green is disgusting. No, man, you cannot say polo green is disgusting. Unless you are a teenager, then yeah, you won't appreciate polo green at all. But it reminds me of my father. So I do have a memory associated with it. He used to have a bottle in his bathroom cabinet that I used to smell all the time. And even the new formulations still take me back to being a child. So it hasn't really changed that much, but I love it. That tobacco, pine, very green, and very masculine. Thoughts on Dior Fahrenheit? I sampled it in the store and don't know how people like that fragrance. Laugh out loud. Yeah. I think that fragrance actually smells like gasoline, like petrol. I do not own a bottle. I haven't smelled it in a long time, but that was my grandfather's signature scent, which is very interesting. Bubba says, Fahrenheit smells like gasoline, or is it just me? Yep, I just said that as well. So he agrees. It does smell like petrol. So does Tyler. Citrus ginger is good too. What is that a clone of? Because the only one I have, I think that says ginger, is aromatic ginger. Monster says, not at home, but next time I'll get in. All right, no worries, brother. It'd be nice definitely to see you get in here as well next time. I'm going to start maybe streaming a couple times a week. I do enjoy this, talking to you guys, interacting, talking fragrances. I love this. Cannot beat this. Sam says, Horizon Guy LaRoche is that one. It's a nice one, but got discontinued. I know obviously Guy LaRoche is behind Jacquard Noir, but I never heard of Horizon. Let me look that up. It's like kind of like a one-hit wonder when it came to Jacquard Noir. But wow. So they have a bottle of that stuff. It is unopened or unboxed, 50 ml for $6. That's a very kind of interesting bottle. I'm not even going to lie. Could I screen share this? Probably could. Let me see. What does it say? Average, I don't know. Let me see if I can actually, does this work? Yeah. So this is the fragrance he's talking about right here. Horizon Guy LaRoche, $6 for a 50 ml clearance. So if anyone's looking for this fragrance, there you go. If you want it unboxed, and I've never seen that bottle before. So very interesting. So let me cancel that. I think that worked. I'm not sure. Citrus Ginger is a clone of Bleu de Chanel. Wow. That would be interesting to try. I haven't really tried any of their designer clones, but I should probably do that since I own pretty much a lot of the designers that they clone. So that'd be good to be able to obviously test and compare. Aventus isn't as recognizable as 540. 540 might end up being the more iconic scent. Yeah, I agree actually, because Aventus can smell like a bunch of different things, obviously the bass variations and things like that. But BR540, there's something about that scent profile in the air. It's so distinctive, and you always know that is BR540. Something about it. And it's weird because that fragrance comes across so like airy, so transparent, but it is beast, and it projects like a monster, and you wouldn't expect that. If you guys enjoyed having me on, I'd be glad to hop on a future live stream. Sorry, my lighting is trash in my room. Tyler says, yeah, man, we loved having you on, bro. Definitely would love to have you join me as well in the stream upcoming for sure. It don't really matter about the light. A lot of people don't even use their cam, and they will just obviously have their camera off. Yes, YSL does that all the time. That's why I don't really like that house. It's always a good It's always a good one that they discontinue. Yeah. And I wasn't so upset when they discontinued Alpham just because I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Even though the last time I wore it, I wasn't as disappointed as I was before with it. So I have kind of grown to like it a little bit more. Ish V says top layering combos. So guys, let's talk about layering right now. Who in the live stream actually layers fragrances? Let everyone know. But yes, if you layer, or no if you don't. Because for me, I do not layer fragrances. I never tried it because I look at fragrances like when I pick up Royal Oud right here. This is a final project from the perfumer, obviously, and I don't think fragrances really need to be layered. That's just me though. Maybe I should start trying it. I know a lot of the private blends are made for layering, but I've never tried it before. If anyone knows a good layering combination that I should try, let me know that. I know obviously Baccarat Rouge and Aventus layer pretty good because this one is a combination of both, and this is fantastic. Oh, that's so good. I actually have it on my arm and it's still projecting. Phenomenal fragrance, man. 2 years ago, I went to school wearing like 15 sprays of Sauvage EDP because I was meeting a girl after, and my math teacher started to complain and kicked me out of the class. Wow, man. That's not good, dude. I have a similar story at work as well. I got brought into an office because I was wearing 14 sprays of Club de Nuit Intense Man and saying that it was way too strong. I need to lower my sprays. And I told him that I review fragrances and stuff like that. So I kind of got to test them. And I was like, this isn't a no fragrance zone. So you can't tell me not to wear fragrances. And if you would have, I would have walked out of the building because fragrances is pretty much like putting my clothes on. I feel naked when I'm not wearing a fragrance. I have to be in a fragrance at all times. It's like my armor, kind of like what By Killian says. Thanks, brother. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, for sure, man. What scent made you obsess in the fragrances? Definitely Sauvage EDT. I remember when I first smelled it, I was like, whoa, this is good, man. I'm going to get so many comments with this, pull so many women with this. And that's what actually got me into fragrance. I think I bought that fragrance, came home, I looked up YouTube videos about it and watched reviews. And I was like, whoa, there's actually people like this. And I started collecting them, got my collection up, and then started my own video. My own channel, I mean. I don't layer because, like Hunter, fragrance is a work of art, and I like to respect the perfumer's intent. Facts, 100%. I agree. Bubble says, my favorite summer fragrances are Nautica Voyage, which I need a bottle of that, Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct together. I own the original First Instinct, which is a very good summer melon fragrance, not the Together flanker, and the original Coach. Okay. Those are pretty solid. I Smell says, is that Alexander's Sauvage Elixir? No, I have Game Time I Smell, which is Baccarat Rouge and Aventus, the combination, which is phenomenal. And I also got this today. Alexandria fragrance is Forbidden Plum, if you can see that right there, which is a clone of Tom Ford's Plum Japonais, which we all know has been discontinued. And if you want a bottle of that, you're going to have to put up a lot of money. And this is just fantastic. I got a sample of this about 2 years ago. Love at first sniff, and I just got this bottle today, and I am hyped, guys. If you love plum fragrances, you had to check that out. And I think you get like a 30 mil or 60 mil from Alexandria Fragrances for a pretty good price, like 40 or so bucks. Not bad at all. You don't have to get the big 100 mil bottle. If anybody even layers anything with Royal Oud, that must not like it as much, but I love it. I would never layer that. Yeah, that's a work of art in and of itself. If you put something alongside that, you're just going to ruin the composition, in my opinion. Ishvi said, heard Aventus and Terre Hermes. Never layered either. That would actually be kind of an interesting fragrance combination that you wouldn't think would be good together, but it might be. But the only Terre Hermes I own is Eau Intense Vetiver, which I've told this story many times, guys. I got a 200 ml bottle of that stuff at TJ Maxx for 20 bucks because it was unboxed. It didn't have a wrapper on it and no price, and there was no other one to compare. So he said, how about 20 bucks? And I almost passed out at that price. I love MFK scents except Oud Satin Mood. Wow, you don't like Oud Satin Mood? That's like the most popular Oud from them. I do like the original Oud from them and Oud Satin Mood. They have like Oud Silk Mood. I think they had Oud Velvet Mood as well, which was discontinued. They had quite a few. Did you see the Chanel UFC fight today? I did not see that fight. The only one I really watched was Ortega and Miesha Tate. The Miesha Tate fight was very boring. I'm surprised she didn't retire tonight, to be honest with you, because she obviously lost from a decision. But how about that Ortega fight tonight, guys? That was terrible. He pretty much dislocated his shoulder. I think it was in the first round or the beginning of the second, but that was a letdown for sure. He was actually winning that fight too. He didn't look good in the start, but he was kind of coming back. Dior Homme Intense is a very seductive fragrance. I walked into a store and had 2 females follow me around, ask me what I'm wearing. Wow. Larry says, Dior Homme Intense I do not own. And I also don't own the Parfum either. I only own the Dior Homme 2020 and Dior Homme, the original Iris Balm. Otto says, what are your other interests besides fragrances? So I'm a huge UFC fan. Like I was just talking about, I watch UFC pretty much every Saturday. Huge fan of it. I also like to go off-roading in my Land Rover, of course. So when I got time, which I haven't really lately. I also like fashion, like shopping, things like that. I also like reading books, which I've been getting into as well. It kind of like slows down time. And you kind of just get away from reality and just get to relax and read a book, which has been very nice. And working out here and there too, which I need to start getting back in the gym. iSmell says, for your information, I make fragrance content as well. Just cracked past 1K. Wow, man, that's awesome, dude. 1K milestone. That's huge. That's actually very hard to get your first 1K subscriber. So congrats to iSmell. I'll definitely check you out and subscribe to you, brother. I'll remember you. Tobacco Vanille Tom Ford started my collection 10 years ago. Wow. So you've been in this game for a long time, Clockwork. How many fragrances do you currently have in your collection now? I've been collecting for a little over 2 years now, like heavily. And I kind of went all in like I usually do. Like I started collecting shoes until I ran out of space. I started collecting watches. I started collecting clothes until my closet became absolutely full. And now I'm collecting fragrances and I'm at around 250 bottles, which is crazy in 2 years. I paid 60 LOL. 60 for what? I think you're talking about Terre Hermes, which that would be still a good price. Favorite summer fragrance, YSL Oh Fresh. Yeah, absolute lemonade banger right there. And I actually went to Nordstrom Rack yesterday to find a bottle of that stuff, and there was none because I know Nordstrom Rack was getting the 60 mils and the 100 mil bottles at very cheap price, like 50 bucks. But mine did not have any. iSmell says, yeah, first round blew his shoulder out. Yeah, terrible. And I really was rooting for Ortega as well because when he fought Alexander Volkanovski, he almost won that fight. He almost got that guillotine, and I was like, whoa. And dropped him. And then obviously Max Holloway just fought him and got absolutely destroyed. They should never fight again. That was the 3rd time. It was embarrassing for Max. Dior Homme smells like lipstick. Yeah, it does smell like a lipstick makeup bag. I agree. That's what's kind of nice about it. I do like Iris because it's very unique. It kind of has like I don't know. It doesn't really come across feminine, even though it does smell like lipstick. But yeah, obviously a guy can pull it off. Which Tom Ford ombre leather do you prefer, the original or the Parfum? Me, the Parfum. So, Bubbles, I don't know. Why haven't I smelled the Parfum? I was just at the Tom Ford counter because I was actually smelling the new Rose collection. Which, by the way, Tom Ford actually pulled the Rose de Russia, which obviously translates to Russia, off of the shelves because of what was going on in Russia, which is crazy. And I really wanted to smell that one. But I did not smell the Parfum. Which one? You say you like the Parfum better? How is it different than the original? I'm very curious. Sad mood is awful. I tried. LOL. Clockwork. Do you not like oud fragrances or when they come across very barnyardy? I watch UFC every weekend as well. Hey, we got fellow UFC fans in the house. I smell. Who's your favorite UFC fighter, bro? Definitely curious. And what's your favorite weight division? What state you in, bro? I'm actually located in Ohio. And yeah, let me know where everyone is actually from that's in this live stream. I'm from Ohio. Let me know if anyone else is from Ohio too. That'd be awesome. I think Montrese, I think he's from Ohio. I think last time we talked. Ortega was on a roll there for a while since the Modelo commercial. He's really fallen off. Yeah, I kind of agree on you. He did destroy Korean Zombie, of course. He obviously was on the show Ultimate Fighter, which I love that show. I have a lot of fragrances smell the same, so I don't buy often. Yeah. That's the thing with fragrances now. There's just so many. Unlike back in the day, they released like maybe a house would release a fragrance once every 5 years or whatever. But now they're coming out with like fragrances, five fragrances a year. There's only so much that you can make different and change in the compositions, unfortunately. So yeah, I kind of agree. That's why it's very nice to come across something that doesn't smell like anything else and is very unique, which is rare nowadays. Yeah, I started collecting Invicta watches a year ago and had probably a little over 30. Dang, dude, over 30 watches. I have around, I don't know, maybe like 6 or so, but I'm always wearing my Apple Watch, as you can see right there. That's what sucks about the Apple Watch. It's kind of just took over like general watches like Rolexes, things like that. Obviously, regular watches still have a place, though. They're obviously more sophisticated, more classy than Apple Watch. That's why I got this stainless steel band to make it look a little bit better than the sports band. Olivier versus Makhachev is scheduled. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. I got Olivier in that fight, guys. He's obviously the champ, even though they pretty much strapped his belt from him for missing weight, which I thought was stupid. But yeah, he's definitely, I hope he wins, even though Makhachev is Khabib's boy. I love Iris, LOL. Yeah, I actually prefer Valentino Uomo Intense over Dior Homme Original, in my opinion. I love that mandarin orange combination with the leather and the iris. It's just fantastic. Matt says, I think Rosa Dove also pulled Oligarch off the shelves because of Russian situation. Oh, did he really? Yeah, that's crazy, man. The whole Russia thing definitely impacted a lot of stuff, for sure. Prime Al Kakui. Yeah, Tony Ferguson is my favorite fighter. Yeah, Tony Ferguson is awesome, man. It's unfortunate. Pretty much after that Justin Gaethje fight, there's something, his soul pretty much left him after that fight, in my opinion. Even though he almost did beat Oliveira. But yeah, Tony Ferguson is obviously a classic. You have to like him. Do you like Gerlin DUI? Or no, Gerlin DUI. I do not know what that is, unfortunately. Favorite division, 155. Yeah, 155 is absolutely stacked. But I'm also really liking the welterweight division. My favorite fighter is actually Colby Covington, man. Even though he's a wrestler, he's never been in a boring fight. That dude is just a beast. He's obviously stamina and everything like that. And if it wasn't for Usman, man, he would obviously be the champ. Usman knows that. He said Louis. Yeah, I own a bottle of Louis right here. So yeah, Louis by Guerlain. I love this fragrance. It's very smoky. Get a nice pear note in here, but unfortunately it was discontinued. And I got this bottle at a very affordable price, guys. I think I paid like $50 for this, and this retail for like almost, I think 200 or something for a small 50 ml bottle. But if you didn't know, they actually relaunched this under a brand new line. I forget what that line's called, where they have those very nice bottles. I think it's I forget what the name is, but it's the same exact fragrance, but it's not called Louis anymore. So if you were looking for that, check out that new fragrance there. He's from Central America. Nice. How much do you think your fragrance collection is worth at your current moment? Honestly, if I were to guess, I don't even want to think about it because it probably made me sick. But I think probably over $30,000 retail price. Very expensive, and it's scary that it costs that much. Montrese, yeah, from Ohio, man. We gotta link up, dude. If you ever come up to my area, that'd be awesome to go do some sniffing. Again, I like to judge UFC fights at home, so I am 100% neutral. Yeah, Tyler, man, you would be a good judge, no lie, or a commentator as well, because they have to be neutral. They can't favor it or anything like that. But I definitely do have some favorites. Yes, sir, Toledo. Yeah, that's cool. I got fam in Ohio. No way, Clockwork. Where at, bro? And also, do you ever come up to visit them in Ohio? People in Portugal? Nice. Oh, Parfum de Mali Hatan. Over Oud for Greatness, AM says. And welcome to the chat, brother. I smelled Hatan yesterday at Saks Fifth Avenue. They just recently added Parfum de Mali. And, man, I fell in love with Hatan. And I'm so glad it came out of the Harrods exclusive. I might be getting a bottle of that very soon. I agree. That is fantastic. I'm an Android all day, but I do have a couple of Samsung watches. Okay. Me, myself, I'm an Apple fanboy. I have a MacBook Pro that I'm streaming on right now. iPhone 13 Pro Max, Apple Watch, obviously. But I respect Samsung as well. Now, the Samsung A7 III, it's dope. I don't know what that is. We got Tltg reviews in the house. Hi, everyone. Love the format, Hunter. I prefer to chop it up with the chat in my streams, too. Yeah, this is my first time doing this. Testing, obviously, StreamYard, and it's awesome putting the chat on the stream. But, man, one of my favorite YouTubers right there. I watched you before starting my channel as well, man. Appreciate you stopping by. That's an honor, bro. V says, have you tried the expensive range of Guerlain? I have not, but we were just talking about that, how they just relaunched Louis in that collection. I think it's called like Opulent something, but yeah, I have not tried them, but I really want to. I love the bottles as well. They're very kind of luxurious looking, but they're expensive and they don't go on discounters either. I ordered Club de Nuit Intense from Fragrance Net, and when I got it, it sprayed on my arm. I front of my family, and the opening offended my family, but 30 minutes later, it smelled so much better. Yeah, the only bad thing about Club de Nuit Intense, man, especially the EDT, very sharp, very piercing, kind of smells like lemon cleaner as well, like Pledge. I highly suggest checking out the EDP. It's much smoother, much more well-rounded. It does last longer, but it just doesn't really project as much, but it still has that smokiness. So, but the dry down of the original is very good. I don't like the Apple Watch. I just paid it off and disconnected the line from my account. I'm not charging the effing watch. That's true, man. It sucks. You have to plug it in every night. Even though my watch, actually, I get around like a day and a half. I could probably make 2 days at work because at the end of the day, I still got around like 60% battery. So it's not the worst, but it is a little bit inconvenient, I got to admit. Tltg, bro, what's good? Are you going to download Logan Paul when he comes out of the game on the game WWE 2K22? That's crazy. Yeah, Logan Paul is in WWE now, which is bizarre, but I guess he did good when he showed and debuted on there. Hope Kobe fights again soon. Yeah, man. The Jorge fight and him was fantastic. Obviously dominated Jorge, and then Jorge pretty much sucker punched him at a bar, which I thought was a low ball move because Kobe isn't pretty much down with that stuff. He's not really a thug. And you should keep it professional, especially if you're in UFC. Maybe I haven't bought a WWE game in 3 years. Yeah, man, WWE games I never really got with. I did play them back when I was a kid, though. Love the vids. Yeah, man, he makes some fantastic content. Everyone check him out. I'm sure you guys all know him by now, though. Yo, Mikey, I don't blame you. They're not as good as they used to be. Good to see you in chat. That's true. Appreciate you. WWE, no mercy, and WWE, here comes the pain, are the greatest. Or the greatest. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with WWE games as of now. Oud for Greatness, I used to like it though. Yeah, what's weird about Oud for Greatness is when I smelled that on a test strip, it smelled like straight up Bac de Rouge, guys. Then when I sprayed it on my skin, I got some of that like medicinal oud, and it changed completely on skin. That's why I highly suggest testing fragrances on skin rather than a test strip because they're completely different at times. I'm going to drop the link. If anyone wants to hop in the stream, you definitely can. If not, that is completely fine. We can keep rolling with this. TLTG says, review. He said, this is the best way, in my opinion. Chat with those that want to watch you. Great stream and great content as of late. Appreciate you, brother. That means a lot coming from you, man. You're an icon in the fragrance community. Iconic. You got it. It's good, Roz. Hope Saturday's treating you well, man. Yeah, hope everyone's having a good Saturday evening. Like I said, me, I had nothing really going on, so decided to hop on here and talk with you guys. Nothing really beats talking fragrances, I got to admit. I love doing this. Now, Logan Paul fan, just going to beat him up when the game comes out. Yeah, what's funny is I actually respect Jake Paul. You guys have to respect Jake Paul when it comes to boxing, man. You have to. He's obviously facing the boxer coming up. Obviously, Tommy Fury pulled out. But I actually watched his fight versus Tyron Woodley. It was actually in Cleveland, so I got tickets and watched it. And it was a crazy experience. Everyone was getting drunk in the stands, fighting, spilling beer all over the place. It was just absolutely bizarre. But I do respect Jake. Have you tried Tobacco Vanille? Yeah, I love Tobacco Vanille. I don't own a bottle of that stuff, which is crazy because I have like around 15 bottles of Tom Ford. And Tobacco Vanille is pretty much a must. But I do have a clone of Tobacco Vanille from Dossier, which smells like 85% similar. And it kind of, when I want to wear that DNA, I usually reach for that for now, and it's kind of satisfying. Yes, sir. Do you know of Killer Oud? I don't know if you're asking for like a Killer Oud fragrance, or is there actually a fragrance called Killer Oud? If so, I have never heard of that unless someone in the chats knows that fragrance. What's your favorite office scent? Come on, you got to go with Office for Men by Fragrance One. No, I'm just joking. Favorite office scent? Prada L'Homme obviously is the no-brainer for that situation. Acqua di Gio Profumo is good as well. Yeah, there's a lot of good office fragrances. I gotta say. Paid like $45 for my Louis. I was going to give it away until I Googled. Yeah, definitely don't want to Google. I mean, definitely don't want to give that away because if you do Google that fragrance, they are amping up the price like crazy. And they're going to be sought after. Ombre leather. Love ombre leather. My favorite leather fragrance by far. Second would probably be Mas Milano's Russian tea. Has a very similar black leather to ombre leather with obviously a green tea note and some raspberry too, which obviously is known for in Tuscan leather. Oud for Greatness, I call it Candy Oud. I love it. Yeah, Oud for Greatness is good. Has anyone tried Oud for Happiness though? I think doesn't it have like cannabis in it? Which I do actually really like a good cannabis fragrance, which obviously Cannabis Blue is by far the best cannabis fragrance I've ever smelled. It smells like straight up cannabis. Unlike Hindu Kush or Black Afghano, things like that. I wore Musk Therapy by Initio the other day. It smells like white musk for $300. I don't know how I feel about that because usually musk dominant fragrances are just very linear. They smell like a second skin and definitely not worth $300. My favorite musk fragrance is definitely Bentley's Beyond Collection Exotic Musk. Phenomenal musk fragrance. Everyone should definitely check that out. You know, that is in the higher end Bentley collection, which retail for, I think, over $200, which is very expensive for a vehicle company. I can't respect Jake Paul because his fights are fixed. I used to box, I know. Montrese, come on, brother. I don't think they're fixed, man. I really don't. I know a lot of people said Tyron Woodley dropped his hand when obviously Jake Paul threw that right overhand, but that's not what happened because he actually looked like he was going through the body. I don't think it's fixed. But you never know. You never know. I'm obviously more of a UFC fan than boxing, so which UFC is definitely not fixed. So boxing, I want to think that it's not. I smell says Dior Homme Sport 2021 is a super solid office scent. There you go. Dior Homme Sport 2021. Yeah, but I agree. I smelled that not too long ago, and it's very safe. House name is Paris Corner. Name is Killer. Oh, okay, Paris Corner. So I did have a few bottles of Paris Corner. I was not a fan of them. I had a clone of Santal 33, which is called Ridge Santal, and I had a clone of Frederic Mall's Rose and Cure. And man, no, I just could not get with that house. At least those two. And they actually sent me the wrong two fragrances. They were supposed to send Frederic Mall's The Night, and I forget what the other one was. Oh, Portrait of a Lady. And I really wanted to smell those, but they accidentally sent those, and I did not like them. But maybe I try out the Oud collection. I don't have too much respect for Jake Paul. Imagine a tennis player asks a Tiger Woods or LeBron James to face him in tennis. That's why Jake Paul does. I won't give him respect until he fights a boxer. So, man, he's fighting a boxer coming up very soon. A boxer with a very good record. I forget his name exactly. So we'll see how he actually performs against a boxer. Ish V says, if you could only have one fragrance, what would it be? If you're talking like a versatile fragrance for all seasons, all occasion, I mean, Aventus is a generic answer, of course, but it does work for all seasons. Versace the Dreamer, just because it's so sentimental to me and I have so many memories with that fragrance and it will forever be with me. Or maybe Roja Elysium, because I just love how complex that fragrance is. Bubble says, I own 10 fragrances and my mom says that it's an addiction. 10 fragrances is a lot for like your average person that doesn't really know much about this hobby or anything. So yeah, definitely that's quite a lot of fragrances for your average person. Guys, we got Tltg reviews in the house right now. Let's add him to the stream.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, bro?
Oh, not a whole lot. I can't complain, man. I was just popping in to show a little love. I was going to be jumping in the shower here in a little bit. Got to film the weekly rotation. I said, let me jump on, hang out for a little while, you know?
Yeah, man, I love your videos, dude. I've been watching you for so long. You make fantastic content.
I've been keeping up with you, especially on IG. I've been watching some random reviews here and there on YouTube, but I've been definitely keeping up with you on IG, man. I'm loving the content.
Yeah, I've been keeping up with you too, man. I've been trying to like post reels and stuff like that on IG, like fragrance hunting and things like that.
Well, you got to do the reels now, because I'll put a picture up, it'll get 50 likes. I'll put a reel up, it'll get 10,000 views and 300 likes. Big difference.
True. Instagram is obviously known for a photo app, but now it's all about the reels.
And that's what I always liked about it, was the still images. You tell a little story in the description, but they've moved away from that. The algorithm does not push still images anymore. Like even just 2 months ago, I would get a scent of the day picture and it would get, 200 likes. Now they're getting like, it's got to be something Armoff or something super popular designer to even crack 100.
That's true. And then if you only do posts, they pretty much shadow ban you, it seems like.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. The algorithm has clearly shifted recently on IG.
Everyone's trying to copy TikTok.
Well, YouTube's guilty of the shit too, but here shorts don't really benefit you much. You know, it's just kind of a thing. You can have more views basically, but you don't make any more money out of it really.
That's true. I agree.
I don't really gain more subscribers out of it. I just kind of do them here and there just to do them, you know?
Yeah. I haven't posted a short in a long time. I tried it before, but like you said, it didn't really notice a difference at all.
It's just, I just do them here and there. Like, if I'm, you know, wearing something in particular I haven't really talked about on the channel that before I go to the gym, or just something quick that, like, recently I posted kind of one I thought was funny with SpongeBob and Patrick. That was 4 seconds long. That was the last one I did. I thought it'd be kind of funny. It's something random. I tied it to fragrance. Just, I do them here and there. It's not something I really focus on though. That's
the thing. We kind of got to, you know, change things up to get people's attention and be different and things like that.
Well, the space is growing and there's a lot of people in the space, and there's room for everyone. That means that the hobby's getting healthier, basically. And it's not so much as do things to separate yourself, because you can only do so much. We're talking about fragrances. You know what I mean? You just got to bring your presentation of you, and people are either going to relate to you and like you, or the amount of people that will is either going to be large or small. You know what I mean? It all depends. And like I said, I really love what you've been doing, man.
Appreciate you. We got a question here. Coffee fragrance with no rose. You got one in mind? The one that comes to my mind.
I have a few, actually.
Do you?
First and foremost would be Homme for the Holidays from Happy Land Studio.
Oh, Happy Land Studio. I need to check
That's
out that.
That's my favorite. That is my absolute favorite. If you want a great gourmand coffee, Homme for the Holidays from Happy Land Studio.
I know you're probably familiar with this one, Coffee Lush by
Coffee Lush is very good. Yes, I agree.
Fantastic, man. This stuff is strong too.
And see, I'm more swayed by their freshies from Authenticity, because the Summer Vibes line is just so good. You know, they kind of sway me.
Have you tried the new one, the 4.0, I believe it is?
Oh yeah, I've been raving about it.
Have you?
I have been raving about it. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you then. Since you haven't tried it yet, I won't say nothing.
Is it pretty different than the 3.0?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Whereas that was like a bowl of fruits, this one, it's totally different. It's still tropical fruits, but they focused on one fruit. They focused on pineapple.
Oh, man. You made me want to try it now.
I mean, if you want, I can spoil it for you and tell you what the hell it smells like.
All right, go for it. Let's hear it.
So it's got a frozen mint leaf note. It smells like, and I've been saying this in my videos, it smells like taking sliced pineapple wedges out of the ice chest.
Oh, really?
It's frozen pineapple. It's got some aquatic notes and the clean musk from Clean Musk. Do you have that one?
Yeah.
So picture that. It's pretty much that fragrance with watery notes, pineapple, and mint.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's really, really freaking good. It is my favorite from them. It is immediately became my favorite Authenticity fragrance.
There you go, guys. Check out Summer Vibes 4.0. Heard it from Ross. Heard Prada L'Homme is being discontinued. Is that true?
I hope not.
Yeah, I don't see how it could be. Didn't they discontinue the Intense one, I believe?
Yeah, L'Homme Intense got discontinued, I believe, last year. Latter part of last year, maybe mid-year. And that's pretty sad, because it's one of the better colder weather iris fragrances ever, in my opinion. It's got this, like the patchouli kind of dampens the smell a little bit, like the way the leather and the patchouli come across. I really like that. It changed the DNA without changing the DNA too much. I really like how they kind of worked through that, navigated through that line with it being true flankers, but offering something new every time. I don't know. I think the whole line's discontinued right now.
Wow. Yeah, my favorite probably iris winter fragrance would be Valentino Uomo Intense.
Yeah, pretty much everything that has that similar scent DNA kind of works. Yeah. Gentleman EDP, all that's, they're all good.
The leather dry down is fantastic in that. Bentley, they have high quality fragrances. Yeah, man, I love the Bentley house.
Speaking of the line you were talking about, I have Wild Vetiver.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big vetiver guy, but that one's really freaking good. I agree with you, though. They're not worth what they're asking for.
No, like $210 retail.
Yeah. You can find them for like $80-$90 from like fragrance buy and places like that. But still, when you know most Bentley fragrances are like around $30 from discounters, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow.
Do you get I have Wild Vetiver right here. Do you get a similarity to Roger Parfum's Vetiver in this?
Actually, I find that's much more smoky.
Yeah.
I don't get any of that from Now, I have Vetiver Parfum Cologne. I don't have Vetiver Parfum.
Yeah.
So Vetiver Parfum could possibly be closer to that, but Vetiver Parfum Cologne is just super fresh.
Yeah.
Very, very fresh. I get a little bit of it because they're quality vetivers, but outside of that, they're different types. You have a more earthy, smoky, and then you have a very fresh, slightly soapy.
Yeah, I get like a cold vetiver in those. That's why I think it's a little bit similar in the vetiver aspect. But we know vetiver can smell 100 different ways.
Yes. Yes. That's why some of them I can't stand. I'm not a big vetiver guy. I'm maybe 2 handfuls at best of vetiver fragrances that I like.
Yeah. We tried the oils from the house of Al Rehab. I have not.
I have not either.
Never heard of that. Talent my guy. Let's see. You're close to Cleveland. My family's around Columbus. Yeah, I live right outside of Cleveland. That's awesome. If you ever come to Columbus or check out Cleveland, man, I would love to do some sniffing.
Well, if I'm ever in the area, I'm definitely going to hit you up. And I mean, the first stop I got to make if I ever go to Ohio is EJ's house.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Happy Land Studios. I have to, you know,
where's
long-time friend. He's I forgot exactly where in Ohio. I mean, I have his address. I don't know where the hell it's at.
Because I did hear Happy Land was in Ohio.
Yeah, he's in Ohio. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he's doing everything out of his house. He does everything himself.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to respect.
He's got somebody working with him now. So because it's grown to the point to where it's just too much for just him. Yeah. Over the last couple of years.
That's true. What would you recommend first to try from the house of Happy Land?
Home for the holidays, like I was saying. If you want to be safe, Shameless, because that's the freshie of the house, the mass appealing fragrance. But if you're looking for something spicy, he's got stuff for like that. Something that's really good and spicy is Diabolique. He's got great oat moss fragrances. Wonderland is kind of like Beach Hut Man. I don't have Beach Hut Man, but everybody keeps telling me it's a dead ringer for it.
Yeah.
But as a standalone, it's an amazing mint fragrance with some myrrh, a little bit of oak moss. That's a beautiful, stunning mint fragrance. One of the best mint fragrances I've ever smelled.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think have you ever tried Mas Milano's Russian tea?
Yes. I tried it when I was in California back in December when I was at Door Prestige.
That is a very good mint leather.
I've been kind of forgetting to get that one because I fell in love with it when I smelled it. Yeah. It's just, you know how it is when you're heavy into this stuff. You want every damn thing, you know?
True, man.
It takes forever to really build the stuff that you really want to get.
You carried away and like you're never satisfied, you know what I mean? You get something, you're like, that's gonna be the one. And you have to fix that itch over and over.
If you're the type that likes variety and you're a hobbyist,
yeah,
this is a terrible, terrible hobby as far as expenses.
I know. That's what I was trying to tell these people earlier too. Like,
yeah,
you get down the rabbit hole, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you absolutely don't need as many fragrances as me and him have.
No,
absolutely not.
You're good with like 10 or less.
And that's pushing it. Like 10's crazy to the average person.
It's like one of the people were saying earlier. He has 10 fragrances, and his family were saying that he's addicted, which is true.
See, they would want to lock me up in a padded room if they walked in here and looked around. Jesus Christ, I got fragrances everywhere. This fragrance is over here. All my shelves are over there. Rotation table over there. I got all kinds of shit.
I'm sure you got more bottles than me. You've probably been in this game a lot longer than I have. How many bottles do you think you're at now?
I've had over 50 bottles since like 2010. I've had at least 50 bottles. Like I've really been into it for a long time. It's just one of those things where my channel, I've told this story before. My channel should actually be two years older than it is. My channel just turned 3. It should have turned 5. I was just nervous to get on camera for the longest time. And I finally did it, you know, and but at this point, I mean, I'm almost embarrassed to say how many fragrances I have at this point, even in the community, because it's pushing 1,000 at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, from clones to cheapies to higher level designers to niche, I got a little bit of everything. If you can't find something you like in this room, it's you. You're the problem.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You got like 4 times that I do, though. I'm at like 250 now.
But that's a vast and varied collection.
Yeah.
I know you've been diving into the Tom Fords more. Actually, Oud Mineral is one of your reviews I've watched recently because I've been debating on getting that. I've been getting opinions recently.
I mean,
yours and Justin's are the only 2 opinions I've gathered for that. And I'm sold, by the way. I'm going to get it eventually.
The resort collection now, because it's still an eau de parfum. They haven't really changed the composition, in my opinion. Because a lot of the resort collection and the aquas are eau de toilettes.
Because see, Justin's got a bottle from the private blend line, and then I saw you have from the resort collection. So It's basically the same thing from what I've gathered. Like they haven't really messed with it much. I'm sure there's something in there, but it's probably hard to find.
Yeah. So. Kind of like the Beau de Jour too. I don't know if you have either the private blend or the.
I just have a decant of the signature line. It's actually right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a bottle eventually. Next up, as far as Tom Ford's, the next couple I want to get is from the signature line, Costa Azzurra, the Eau de Parfum. I don't like the Parfum. I have a decant of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to get Ombre Leather and Ombre Leather Parfum. My decants are both almost empty on those. I definitely want both of those. And then and Oud Mineral.
Yeah.
So that's next on the next fragrance haul you see on my channel is going to be mostly Tom Ford. So probably another month, maybe 2 months. I'm gonna hold off because it's a lot of money when you start wanting to buy multiple Tom Fords at once. You know.
All at once. I'll be on the lookout for that for sure to hear your opinions. I discovered Ross on Ode Jerks and wonder why they are hating on you so much. Ignore them and keep up the good work, bro.
I don't care what they think, dude. That's only a handful of people. There's actually this one dude in particular that's got a few profiles, and he's actually really stupid. He says the same. He always complains about me. When are you gonna get a real job? I get it's on all his profiles. He always says the same shit, and he actually said it on Facebook with his real profile.
Wow.
And I replied back and said, "Well, I didn't recognize you without one of your profiles," and he put a laughing emoji. So it's random stuff. That's actually my absolute biggest fans are in that subreddit. You know, they watch me like a hawk.
You're always going to get haters though, man. You can't escape it.
I'm doing something right.
That's true. Yeah. If you don't got no haters, you're not doing anything right.
Channel 69 reformulated in the house. What's going on?
Hey, welcome to the stream, brother. I fall out of love with fragrances quickly. That's why I don't buy often. Yeah, I can see that. Like we were talking about earlier, a lot of the fragrances released now are very, very similar because you can only do so much, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're all piggybacking off of one another. Designers are made to be mass appealing. They're not made to tell, you know, these artistic stories and stuff like that, like a lot of us crave from these more luxury level perfumes. But it's like when something comes out and you're like, oh, this smells like 10 other things I've smelled before. Well, that's what they were going for.
Exactly.
They're not marketing to all of us here in this chat right now. They're not marketing to us, the designers, you know, the mainstream designers anyways.
Yeah. Do you have any new designers that you actually like that recently came out?
Let's see. As far as new stuff that just came out, let me look around a little bit. I've been trying so much stuff recently.
Did you try Prada Luna Rosa Ocean?
Yeah, I did a review on that one late last year, maybe at the very beginning of this year. I thought it was one of the better designer releases from last year. I don't think it was like a top 5 release. Spice Bomb Infrared actually was one of the top 5 designer releases for me last year.
Yeah.
But as far as this year, it's been more so like I really liked Italian Love. My decant's almost out on that one. Le Beau Le Parfum, Jean Paul Gaultier. I feel like that doesn't get near enough. That's a great tropical fragrance. I have it right here. I really, really like that. I've been buying a lot more decants to try to not just piss money into the wind all the time on stuff I'm not going to keep reaching for.
That's smart.
It's like I got a mountain of decants right here within arm's reach.
I think my favorite launch so far in 2022 was Tumi's Atlas. I love that one.
What's the red bottle one you've been showing the last couple of days?
The red bottle is the brand new one that just came out.
I know you've been featuring that on IG. I've been seeing.
Yeah, July 15th. It's called Kinetic.
Kinetic. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, it's very different from the rest of the Tumis. I think it actually has a pretty good spot in the lineup because it's very spicy, has a very soapiness to it, kind of like an Ambroxan dry down, but it's very solid. And the performance is good, I got to say. It's not my favorite from the line.
I might have to try it.
Yeah, for sure. It's not my favorite, though. I would have to go to Atlas and Continuum, but it's very solid. Because
Unwind and Awaken I didn't find that special, so I didn't bother with the follow-up releases with Continuum and stuff like that. Like Awaken was my favorite. Actually, I think it's Unwind was my favorite. Yeah, Unwind was my favorite. Awaken was a disappointment for me. So I was like, there's nothing special here, so I didn't explore further. But people keep telling me I'm missing out. The Continuum's really good.
Yeah, that one is good. It's like really resinous, dude. Ish V says favorite hidden gems. Hidden gems.
how hidden are they at this point since we talk about them? you know?
That's true. I would have to say, anything from the. Have you ever tried the fragrance house called Abbott?
No, I have not.
Have not. They have some very good fragrances, like such as the Cape right here.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that bottle before. I might have seen that bottle in your IG, actually. I've seen that bottle before, though.
Very solid house. I highly recommend checking out that house.
I'll keep that's noted. Abbott, the Abbott or Abbott?
It's called Abbott, New York.
Abbott, New York. Okay. And as far as for me, some good hidden gems. Let's see. Let me think. That's a tough one because I got to look around. I smell so many different things on a daily basis.
I know it's tough.
It's ridiculous, actually.
Overwhelming at times.
I mean, one that's still actually under the radar is 3 a.m. from Sean John. Even though it's gotten a lot of love in the community, a lot of people are still just now discovering it. Very unique for what it is and still super cheap.
I haven't actually picked up a bottle of 3 a.m. I see it all the time.
There you go.
I'm gonna take your word. I'm gonna get a bottle next time I hit up.
It's very unique and it's a little polarizing. I could see every time I smell it, I could see how there would be some people that may not like it, but I'm pretty confident you'll be able to appreciate it for what it is. You may really like it because you have an amassed collection. Your nose has gotten pretty seasoned, so it's not going to be like, that's one of those fragrances where the average consumer may think it smells weird. Whereas a fragrance enthusiast be like, what are you talking about? This is great. You know, I think that's what makes it polarizing.
Yeah. Can you please name some fragrances that smell like a cool, foggy mist morning in the forest? Thanks. The first one that comes to my mind is Le Labo's Bay 19. Tom
Ford Noir Eau de Parfum.
Okay.
That's kind of a foggy, muggy, iris-based fragrance. Creaminess, a little dark, mysterious. That kind of, when I see foggy and forest, I think of that immediately.
Yeah.
It's one I don't reach for much.
Have you tried Bay 19?
I have not.
That actually smells like, what's that word called? Like after a wet rainstorm, that's exactly what it smells like. Very earthy, very green.
There's another one that smells like this that I actually don't like. It's Armand from Italie d'Orange. Don't like that one. I have a bottle of that I had got from Twisted Lily, and I gave it a couple of chances. I ended up not even talking about it on video. I was like, nope, I'm gonna have to tear this thing to shreds. I'm not even gonna bother. I don't like it. Nope. It's not horrible. It just doesn't. It's too artistic for me. That's a lot of Italie d'Orange fragrances, you know.
Yeah.
As far as the story they're telling, it does smell like moist earth after a rain walking through the forest. It actually fits exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
It smells exactly like that. They replicated it very freaking well, but it doesn't appeal to me at all.
That's the bad thing. Like when I get a fragrance in that I just cannot stand, I hate going on and bashing the fragrance to bits. You know what I mean?
Now, look, on occasion, yeah, I'm gonna go out and give those reviews that end up being a 3 and a 4 and stuff like that out of 10. But this was one that I don't know. It just I didn't know if it really provided any value to do so, because it's not like anything anybody's really searching for. It's not even one of the top 10
That's true.
from the house. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm not even gonna bother making a video on this one. It's very underwhelming. I can't imagine more than 100 people wanting to watch that video.
Let's see. Ross, loved your comparison of both ombre leathers. Prefer the original black bottle. Just wondering, do you guys have any fragrances from the house of Penhaligon's? You guys keep up the good work. Appreciate you.
I appreciate that. I haven't smelled. I want to say Justin in one of our blind smelling rates threw a Penhaligon's in there at some point, because we've done a handful or so between the two channels. I don't distinctively recall smelling anything from the house, though.
Yeah, neither do I, to be honest. I would like to, though. I heard a lot of good things about them. But
there's this one particular one, I think it's Sartorial, that everybody raves about. Very gentlemanly. I know Justin's one of the ones that raves about it.
Oh, yeah.
That's apparently the one to try. I think Darian, Bowtie Fragrance Guy, I think he's a fan of that one, too.
Yeah, I need to add some of those on my wish list.
There's just so many to try. Especially when we start talking niche fragrances. It's just, you're better off getting a decant, because if you're like, oh, I like these 10 fragrances, well, that's a lot of money to buy 10 niche fragrances at once, you know?
I agree. Let's see. AM says, it's Tom Ford Grey Vetiver discontinued. It's really hard to find, and it's gone up in price.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That is what I've heard. The advice I always give when people ask me about discontinued fragrances is reach out to the brand, because the last time I went ahead and spread the word, it was Acqua di Gio Profumo, because I had an email from a brand rep from Armani Beauty, and then somebody else ended up with one from a rep from Armani Beauty that said the opposite. So it was very contradictory, and it was like, well, look, I was just trying to spread the word, but if brand reps are going to put this kind of confusion out there, I'm not even going to bother anymore. So that was the last time, because I was like, hey, I'm finally going to break some news, and there ended up being contradictory emails from different brand reps from the same damn company, and it's like,
yeah, that was a confusing thing.
I give up,
because when I actually did a video on that 2 years ago, I put in the thumbnail discontinued, and that was 2 years ago. And we're still talking about discontinuation. But I think maybe the Acqua di Gio EDP is going to actually cancel Profumo out, possibly.
That sucks too, because they're not the same. It doesn't replace it in scent profile.
It's like a mixture of Profondo and Profumo to me.
To me, it's like a little bit of the original with Profondo. That's kind of, I definitely get Profondo though. It's nice to hear I'm not the only one. Yeah, definitely get Profondo.
Got that kind of greenness to it.
One
of those to me smells like Gucci Envy to me.
Which one?
Yeah, I don't exactly. I'm not sure. Yeah, petrichor. That's the word I was looking for. Means after a rainstorm. Can you guys please discuss discontinued fragrances, Prada L'Homme Intense and Profumo in particular? I've seen 2022 batches of Prada Intense and Profumo can be found at some retailers. Either Giorgio Armani's getting rid of their batches they already created and just waiting for it to sell out, and then just continue it. Maybe that's possibly it.
Yeah, and with L'Homme Intense, I mean, I wasn't the one that broke that news, you know, because this was after the Acqua di Gio Profumo stuff. That's why I was like, I give up. They're telling multiple people one thing and another. I give up. I think they're just enjoying any press is good press, and we're talking about it, so that's a good thing for them. They're selling bottles out of it, so that I'm not saying that's what's going on, but I'm also saying that could be what's going on. You know,
like what Jeremy just did, right?
Oh God,
say he's going to discontinue his line. Yeah, sold hundreds of bottles, thousands of bottles, probably.
Great move, Jeremy. Yeah,
great
way to piss people off. Yeah,
yeah. I saw all the people mad in their Facebook groups.
Oh yeah,
livid. They bought bottles for like $50 and they can't get rid of them.
I used to go there all the time.
I used to go there all the time. Rest in peace. Yeah, I heard about that. With Penhaligon's, not sure of the names, but Deer Head is really good.
I've seen the bottle. I just don't know which one it is.
Yeah, the bottle though. Very nice. If you want to decant enough clone of Grey Vetiver, check out Just Jack's version.
Noted.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Because I have tried the Eau de Toilette of Grey Vetiver. I never tried the EDP because they had two versions.
Yeah.
This was years ago, though. And it was one that I was kind of indifferent about. Like, the quality's there. It's just, like I was saying earlier with Vetiver. I'm weird with Vetiver. It's very rare that I like a Vetiver fragrance.
What's your what would you say your favorite Vetiver is, if you had to pick one?
That's tough. Vetiver Parfum Cologne's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Eau Sauvage Parfum, the 2017 formula, that's more of a vetiver fragrance than anything. It's a soapy vetiver. That one is definitely up there for me as well. And let me look around a little bit more. This is the downside. I always have to look around. Another one that's pretty vetiver based that I enjoy is Argos Pour Homme. Quality in the blend's definitely there. It's got some good citrus, a little bit of violet going for it before the vetiver completely takes over.
Yeah.
Probably those three. Yeah, I don't really see anything else that's jumping out at me like, hey, you like me.
A pretty good cheap vetiver would be I think Cremo's Distiller's Blend.
A lot of people have been asking me to try that one, and then the new suede one.
Yeah,
I've been getting requests for that too. Ice Citron and Driftwood definitely gives off the Dior Homme cologne vibe, but is super chemically synthetic. Like, it's okay, but I could see people hating it when they smell it. It smells cheap.
Yeah,
it smells like a $20 fragrance.
I mean, at retail it is $20, you know.
Yeah, it smells like it too.
That's kind of my pet peeve when it comes to fragrances. Is like, you have a fragrance that is retail $100, but you can get it on discount for $30. So like, oh, that's a $30 fragrance, but no, it's not a $30. It's actually a $100 fragrance. You know what I mean?
That's right.
The quality of it, but a lot of people get that kind of mixed up.
You got to look at how they market it.
Yeah.
You know, and now is what they're asking justified? That's what you got to find out for yourself. You know,
that's the thing too, though. Like, I look at fragrances like work of art, right? So like the artist can charge whatever they kind of want for their art. You know what I mean?
I can tell you firsthand, it doesn't cost $1,800 to make a 100 ml luxury fragrance. But if the brand's prestige dictates it and they can get it,
yeah,
you know,
exactly. And fragrances, you know, are all going up in price.
Yeah, everything. It's not just fragrances, sourcing of materials, but across fragrances, I can tell you that atomizers, materials, glass, everything. George Zaharoff, for example, the price on glass, he's got to re-up on glass for next year, has gone up 3 times what it was before. Triple. It has tripled in price.
Wow.
You know, just to give you guys an example. I know he wouldn't mind me saying. I won't say anything he doesn't want me to, you know.
Yeah.
But that's just to give you an example. That's just in our little niche. Everything's going up because gas going up affects everything. Yep. Petroleum products, these electric cars they want to push, it's made of petroleum products.
Yeah. Exactly. All the inflation.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Maddie says, man, I love the Aqualine Bulgarian. About to get it back up out on Marine. Do you guys think Bulgaria will ever come out with a new line of Aqua?
Probably not. It's sad that they did discontinue the line because the whole line's good.
Yeah.
Whole line's good. If you want a nice sea breeze aquatic fragrance, they got you covered. They got variations of it. They all remind you of being at the beach in some form or fashion. And, they're all good. The only 2 I haven't tried was the Teutonic flankers, but I have the other 4. Sad that they're discontinuing it, I think.
I'm just not a fan of the bottles being flat.
The bottles they look cool, but they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
They are a pain.
They take up so much space. Thoughts on side effect from Initio?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's
a very good one.
Smells like a spice bomb, right?
Yeah, but it's a little bit more boozy.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more boozy, but it's very spicy. Just a little touch of booze. It's not heavy. Yeah, that's the one that's similar to Spice Bomb.
Munchers, I think you're trying to get in the stream, but it says you need to connect your mic and camera for it to join. Clockwork says H24 Hermes.
What do you think about it?
I smelled it in a Sephora. I don't own a bottle or a decant, so I haven't really got a full wearing out of it. But I mean, it was kind of a generic launch, to be honest with you. It is crowd pleasing. It's very clean smelling, but nothing really special about it to me.
It's unique. I like it. I liked it from the start. I actually bought it for retail. And then a week later, I could have got a 100 ml tester from Steve at Kingdom Fragrances for like the same price I paid for the 50 ml. And I didn't feel bad about it because I had tried it in a test strip. This was one of those blind smelling rates with Justin because Justin had it before I did. And it doesn't mention citrus, but it smells like a bergamot rind, like the citrus peel. It's very metallic, a little bit of a floral tone, but very metallic's the main thing. And I like that they tried something different, kind of like how Gucci does. Gucci doesn't walk the same path of everybody else. They take chances with their scent profiles. And I think that's what Hermes was doing here. And because of that, I appreciate it even more. So I want to see where they go with this, like they did with the Terre d'Hermes line. Because I've never been a fan of the Terre d'Hermes line. So this right now is the Hermes fragrance for me. So I'm one of the few in the crowd that actually think it was a really good release and clever because they didn't walk the beaten path of anything anyone expected.
That's true. I respect that. I will have to probably try to revisit it and get a full body wearing out of it and try it.
That's one of those things where you got to give it 2 or 3 rounds of your normal spray routine, go on about your day without thinking of it and let it just remind you it's there. Let it give you the nuances. And that's the only way you're really going to see how you actually feel about it. First impressions, especially on a test strip, you only get so much out of it, you know?
Exactly. You have to try it on skin.
Mm-hmm.
Very aqua pour homme.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Tiger. I actually sampled Tiger the first time ever, like a couple of days ago from a sample.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with that. Are you familiar? You probably are familiar with Alexandria Fragrances.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Packaging today, man. First time to actually discover the fragrance besides Forbidden Plum, which I had a subscriber send out a sample. Phenomenal fragrance. I haven't
tried that one.
Oh, you haven't?
Mm-mm.
It's a clone of Tom Ford's Plum Japonais, which was obviously discontinued and skyrocketed in price. I absolutely fell in love with that fragrance. Cannot wait to wear that.
From time to time, Hanny will send me a little package out. He'll message me,
Yeah.
and asked me if there's anything in particular I want to pick out. Last time I picked out a Sauvage Elixir when they had just put their Sauvage Elixir out, because they were the first ones, I think, to clone it, and they did a great job.
Did they?
Yeah, they did a really good job with it.
I also got I got their Tltg cologne, which is good. I got tobacco oud cologne. I got.
You should try Hefe's 1984 as original tobacco.
Oh yeah,
it's really good. All of there's flankers to it too. All of them are really good. Hefe's Gold is my favorite.
Have you tried Game Time? Aventus and Beckett Under's combination. Original blend. That's actually a very good one too. So far, haven't got a wearing out of it yet though. Please review a Zaro Duo and how weird their bottle is. LOL.
I love that his picture is Conceited. Shout outs to Conceited. I like Conceited. You know who that is?
I do not know. Is
it from Wild? He's a very popular battle rapper. He's on Wildin' Out. He's been on Wildin' Out for years.
Oh, really?
He pops up on Full Size Run on Soul Collector's channel all the time. Yeah, I like Conceited.
I'll check him out.
He's funny too. Big sneakerhead. Sneakerheads know who Conceited is. He's a big sneakerhead.
Are you a sneakerhead too? I see you posting.
I have been for many, many years. I got rid of all my J's. I've gotten rid of pretty much everything that just kind of sits. I was always that guy that after I'd take off a pair of shoes I knew I could resell one day, I would clean them.
Yeah.
I was very cautious about what I would walk on and stuff like that. It's weird. I get it. But I was able to resell the stuff when it was time to cut back. There was a time when I had in the neighborhood of 400 pairs of shoes. Now I have about 100. I've cut down drastically.
Yeah, that's a lot of shoes, man.
Now I'm more training shoes and running shoes and Yeezys and stuff these days.
Yeah, same here. Favorite Alexander fragrances? Fragrance. I would have to say for me, Forbidden Plum. So far.
Probably Lemensity. Their version of Louis Vuitton Lemensite. It's really good. I mean, really good.
I own the Dossier version. Have you tried that one too?
Yes.
I actually have it right here. We were talking about
yes, I have. Theirs is very good as well. My favorite from them is their version of Polo Blue EDP. I wear it all the time. I got like this much missing out the bottle, which for me is a huge dent. Yeah. It's actually on my little rotation table. I just randomly give myself 5 or 6 sprays. It don't make any rotation videos because it's like stuff I run errands with or just go to the gym. I don't put those in the rotation video. Just my main scent of the day and then what I wear in the evening.
Cacao Dreams. You know that one?
I have Cacao Dreams Privé. That one's really, really good. I have one of the old ones when they still had the little square bottles.
Yeah.
That was really good.
A clone of something, or is it?
No, that's an original.
Oh,
that's an original. It's a chocolate gourmand fragrance. It's chocolate and very creamy.
Wow. Let's see. Trillium Blue by Afternoon is a really great clone of Tltg.
So Joy Amin has sold me on that. I've had a bunch of people in the comments mention that I would like it. And so eventually I'm going to have to get my hands on that because I've been dabbling in the off and on a bit more lately. Yeah. So I hear you, Mikey. I've had a bunch of people tell me that.
I might check it out too. Guilty Oud. Have no experience with that one.
Me either.
What would you say your favorite designer oud would be?
That's a tough one.
I just got John Romano's oud in, which is a pretty good one. I don't know if
I haven't tried that one. One that I kind of swear by that's so cheap, and my man Claude made it, Oud Mosaic from Banana Republic.
Yep, I agree.
It's so cheap, and it does not smell like the $20 you're going to pay for that. Not even close.
Not at all. That's why you go on?
No, it's one of those that could border into like Mancera territory for quality.
Yeah.
Like I was really impressed with that one. Another designer oud. Oh, that's the only one that comes to mind right now, but that one's really good. If you can find that one, if you like that, I recommend it as a great oud to test the waters with because you're going to spend next to nothing, and it's actually really good for what it is. If you like that fragrance, you'll be open to trying more high-end luxury niche ouds. I mean, it's not the most challenging thing in the world, but you'll get a good idea of what oud's about with that fragrance, and you're going to spend $20.
Yeah, it does have like a sort of a barnyardy backbone to it, which is nice.
Little bit. Nothing real crazy or fecal or anything like that. You know, nothing super challenging. But the plum, the rose, it all blends well, gives it a nice sweetness to kind of take some of the edge off. It's nice.
Yeah, I actually ranked that my number one from the Icon line when I ranked all 14. That came in at number 1, so it is solid.
There you go.
H24 is unique to me. Some people think it's boring. I don't smell boring.
Same.
Agrees with you.
I agree.
Gucci Memoir.
Ooh, that's so underrated. Nobody likes that. I like that one. That's a
you?
nice chill fragrance. When you're just hanging around, you know, you're not doing anything that day. It's just one of those veg type of days, and you just want something mellow to go with the vibe. That's a great fragrance for that because the chamomile tea note that it has, it's actually, again, it goes back to with Gucci trying different things that isn't the most mass appealing option. Some people aren't going to like them, and that's one of those fragrances.
I haven't tried it. I'll have to check it out too. So I like a good relaxing fragrance, you know.
It's very calming.
Yeah. Gucci Guilty Old to me is the best one in the line.
So we're going to have to try it.
Yeah, I don't know. Love Oud. I agree. One of my favorite notes. Boss Bottle Oud so far, my favorite designer Oud.
Good call. That's the one I couldn't think of. That actually smells much lower quality than Oud Mosaic.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very synthetic oud. Take Boss Bottle, literally just take that formula and add this crazy synthetic oud, but it works. I just talked about it a few days ago in my Hugo Boss ranked video.
Yeah.
Like my favorites from Hugo Boss, that's in there. So I agree with you, Mikey. I could not think of that one. But that's a good one too. The flankers are at Fragrance Net right now. They're like 60 something and 70 something bucks. Oud Saffron and Oud Aromatic. I feel like they're a little higher than I want to spend on Hugo Boss fragrances.
Yeah. Hugo Boss is still like a designer house I kind of need to dive into, to be honest. According to Facebook ads, Chanel just came out with a new line of fragrances exclusive to Nordstrom's. Did they really?
Know that. Did not know that.
Wow. I'll have to look into that. It's interesting. Chanel needs to come out with a new masculine designer fragrance.
I agree. I agree. It's time for something new. I'm shocked they haven't come out with Bleu de Chanel Elixir. I'm shocked.
Hey, that might be coming. Who knows?
You would think they would have been fashionably late. Like that's what it seemed like was going on. All the elixirs are coming out, but I haven't heard nothing. And look, if they do, it's going to be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Every flanker got better and better. Parfum's amazing. I love Bleu de Chanel Parfum.
Silver Mountain water sprays a lot by the inky nature makes me a little ill to the stomach. Yeah.
I can understand where you're coming from with that. I have a bottle of Mephisto coming in actually from Xerjoff. Speaking of Silver Mountain water, I like that better than Silver Mountain water. I have a decant. So I was like, I need a bottle.
Wow. Yeah. Malago says, hey, Fragrance Hunter, love your work, dude. Appreciate you.
I agree.
Appreciate you. I love the support. Much love. Now, the Oud Lemon Mint by Mancera is a good one too.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I actually just smelled it at Saks yesterday when I was there.
I haven't wore that in a while. That's a beast too. You got to like when they're really strong, you got to strategize those fragrances, I think. I'm not Michelle. I don't take Oud Satin Mood and fucking spray 30 times like she does. I got to strategize when I'm going to wear something strong. Oh, compared to Michelle, I'm big time sissy sprayer for sure. Shout outs to Michelle.
How many sprays do you typically go with on average?
5 to 7, and the weaker the fragrance gets, the more that number goes up.
Yeah.
If it's something really fresh, light, and airy, it might be 15 plus sprays. But typically, if it's something that's got a little bit of a backbone to it, it's going to be 5 to 7, maybe 8 sprays, and that'll be plenty. And when I say that, when people ask me in comments sometimes, there's people that are like, oh my God, that's crazy on that fragrance. I only do 3. It's basically comes down to each their own, your skin chemistry, who you're going to be around, your setting, all of it factors in, you know?
It's all subjective pretty much.
Yeah. It's a case-by-case basis for literally every person.
Yeah. I've been trying a bunch of different stuff, trying to find a perfect, routine. It's complicated, like using lotion and stuff like that to moisturize skin. And
well, people ask me recommendations for certain sprays on fragrances all the time, and it's the default answer is it's trial and error. I don't know how it's going to go on your skin. What 5 sprays does on me, you might need 10 or 2. Yeah, it's trial and error. Try a couple of sprays, see how you feel. Next time you go up, down, or stay the same.
Yeah. Facts. Zane says, hey, Fragrance Hunter, love your videos. What's your thoughts on Dolce & Gabbana, the 1 EDP? That is one of the best date night fragrances money can buy.
Agreed.
Sure. I love the 1 EDP. I wasn't
never go wrong.
The what was that black and gold one?
I have it right here.
The Intense or something?
The 1 EDP Intense.
Yeah, that one.
I have the box right here. This one's underrated. So Have you ever tried La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum?
No, I only own La Nuit de l'Homme Le Intense, not the Eau de
They're
Parfum.
almost the same fragrance.
Are they?
The leather note and the cardamom make them very, very similar. This is very much less of the one and more of La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum. So it's very redundant because I have both. And I prefer La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum. That's why it never, like literally, look at all this dust. That's the fingerprints from me grabbing it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not a bad fragrance. It's just not something I'd highly recommend.
Yeah. Yo, is it possible to get in the chat with you guys? Montrese, yeah, I saw you did try to join, but you need to connect your camera and microphone.
Speaking of, there is an unaverage Joe sighting in the chat. My main man.
Average Joe. Let's see. You guys into Issey Miyake? If so, which one is best for you guys?
I've been playing around with the Mesure d'Issey fragrances lately. The original surprised me. Like, it's known to have this urinal cake smell in the opening. And the first time you spray it, you do get that. It's weird, but you got to give it a second. It's like the story I gave in my review is like the first time I drank a Heineken. I didn't like Heineken the first time I tried it.
Oh, yeah.
Then I ended up loving it. You have to acquire the taste for it. That goes away. Like, I know it sounds like a huge turnoff when I say smells like a urinal cake.
Yeah.
But it's a fragrance you have to wear more than once or spray more than one time. And it gets beautiful. It really does. You can understand where Issey Miyake was going with it.
Yeah. That's a Japanese house, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. Gucci Memoir is a grower, excellent scent. Check that one out. Oud Satin is incredible. I love the business in it.
So good. So good. I've gone through 2 decants of that one.
Gotta get a bottle soon, huh?
Eventually. I only have 2 full bottles. I have Aqua Celestia Forte and Grand Soir.
Yeah, I need Grand Soir, one of the best amber fragrances.
I have one of their discovery sets for him, the fragrance wardrobe for him.
Oh, do you?
That I'm going through right now, yeah.
Duo Casino Royale is a hybrid of Aventus and Baccarat Rouge. Worth checking out.
I still have a bottle of it. I just haven't worn it forever. I've had it for a long time.
I saw comparisons between like Game Time and that one.
Mm-hmm.
Bleu de Chanel is gross, smells cheap as heck. Wow.
To each their own. Hey, to each their own. Look, I don't like the eau de toilette. If you're talking about the eau de toilette, I kind of agree with you. I like things that smell like it more than it.
Yeah.
So, to each their own.
On Jumbo Shop a few days ago, should arrive at some point later this year.
My man. It's later this year. There you go. But I'm glad you're getting it. It's a good fragrance.
Yeah. Look forward to that. Fragrance. There's a stream if anyone wants to hop in. Montrese, yeah, I still see you. Hey, we got a donation by an unaverage Joe.
That's my guy. That's what I was talking about, unaverage Joe.
Appreciate you for stopping by, brother.
He just finished his stream. I was popping in and out of his for a while, watching. That's my guy. We get on each other's channels. I just did a live stream with him a couple of days ago on his channel.
Well, I'll have to check him out. I don't think I'm actually subscribed to him.
Absolutely. Joe's a good dude. Joe's a real good dude. He's been doing this for 10 years. He just kind of went on hiatus, so his channel's not where it should be. We got to get his channel where it should be.
Everyone, go subscribe to him. Go check him out. Appreciate the donation, man. I'll check you out after the stream as well. I love supporting fellow creators. Of course.
Yeah, Joe's a good dude. You have a conversation with Joe, you're going to want to be Joe's friend. I promise. He's a good dude.
Told EDP is so cheap now, it's ridiculous. Yeah, you get in a pretty fair price. Thoughts on Insurrection 2, Wild Rain Tradition?
So yeah, Insurrection 2 Wild, that's the one that smells, that's the spicy one, I believe. That's the red and black bottle, Mikey. Because I only have Pure 2, the one that smells like Aventus, the white bottle. There's a red bottle and there's a brown bottle. One of them's Wild, and I forgot what the other one's called. One of them smells like Pure Havana, supposedly the brown bottle, and then Wild is a spicy one. I think like Spice Bomb, maybe? I don't know. I've never tried it.
Yeah, some scents only smell good on clothes. Yeah, that top note lasts longer on clothes than on skin. So,
but at the same time, you're not going to get the same scent profile that you will on your skin. Because I know a lot of people that preach about make sure to spray your clothes, and I mean people in the chats and comment section, not even necessarily people on screen. So it depends on the color of the oil and the strength of the oil for me. If it's a light and fresh fragrance, sure. Or if it's just a light color but not a super high oil concentration, I'll spray my shirt. I have no problem, especially freshies. I have no problem with that. But something that's like prime example, Amber Oud, Raja Parfums. It comes with a label that says, "Do not spray garments; it will stain."
Yeah,
because it's so dark and so high. Some of them do because they will turn your clothes. So it's a case by case basis with that. Don't just spray every fragrance on clothing.
Yeah,
you will regret that shit at some point.
Especially on a white tee.
Yes, or on a really nice shirt that you spent $100 and something on.
Exactly.
You'll be pissed off when you ruin it with an oil stain.
Don't want to do that.
No.
Is 540 overhyped? What do you think? We were talking about that a little bit earlier too.
I think it's a little higher price than I would like it to be because I've been putting off getting a bottle of the X-Straight for a long time because it's so expensive.
Yeah, same.
It's so expensive. I've been through a few decants of it. Obviously, I have some colognes and a bunch of stuff that smells like it. I want a bottle. I love it. I've smelled it on others. Back when I worked at Mercedes, I used to have clients that wear it all the time. I mean, they're buying Mercedes. Of course, they can buy bottles of that, you know? Yeah. I used to love smelling. It was mostly on women. I would smell it too. And I'd pick them out of lineup and it'd blow them away that I knew what the fragrance was. But I think the hype is real on it. I really love the scent profile. Yeah. And like I said, I love everything that smells like it. It's just not out of reach. It's just hard to say, all right, I'm going to spend $400 on a 70 ml on this right now when there's all these other fragrances I want and I can get several of them for that same amount of money. That's the issue I have. It's to bite the bullet and just buy the one fragrance instead of buying like, I don't know, 6 or 7 fragrances.
Yeah, I agree. And also with Back of that is it's become known as a woman's scent DNA. I smell it on women all the time, like you were saying.
Yeah, work. I do too, but I love how it smells on me. My wife has a Rosewood Amour, Banana Republic's version. That's her favorite one to wear. My favorite's Amber Oud Rouge, the discontinued one. Sammy Andrus makes a good one, Red Sapphire. And of course, stuff like Instant Crush and things like that kind of smell like it, with a little bit of a twist. Like that one's very floral.
The Ariana Grande Cloud too.
Cloud. It's like cotton candy version of it, basically. Yep. You know?
See, I've been thinking about buying empty travel spray. So if I ever have a weak fragrance, I could always spray it before leaving the car rather than the house. You know where it might be a good buy.
Amazon.
Yep.
You can get them cheap. There's variety. Get a decent one though, because if you get the cheapest option, thin glass, they break easy, they leak. Trust me, there are terrible small decant travel atomizers.
Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. Zane tried buying at Target in the travel section or Bed Bath & Beyond. I didn't know Target sells them. Oh,
they have like the little plastic ones that you can fill with damn near anything.
Oh, do they?
They have spray bottles. Yeah, I've seen those. I would recommend getting a nice atomizer, something that you'll get some life out of. Instead of spending $3 or $4 on that, spend $6 or $7 on a really nice one that was meant for perfume.
Yeah,
you'll be better off in the long run.
Yeah, I agree. I like color juice. Yeah, so do I, because just like it changes our perception about that fragrance. You always think it would be a little bit more beast mode when it has a darker juice, not just like water. But that's not always the
Mr. Got Plenty. What's up?
Let's see, what's it, girl? Guerlain, that smells terrible on my skin, smells likely on my clothes. Certain notes won't reveal themselves in fabric. Yep.
That's true. That's true. That's the thing. Your skin chemistry is going to bring certain things out. It goes right back. That's the other side of the coin with what I was saying. Your clockwork, you spot on.
And the fragrance that comes to mind that happened to me recently was Oud for Greatness. On a test strip, it smells pretty much like Back of that Rouge. On my skin, you get a medicinal Oud. Completely different smell. I
love Oud for Greatness. Have you tried Supremacy and Oud? Afnan's new fragrance for it?
No.
It's really good. It's really good. And you can get it from $45 to $60. It's an X-Straight. It's super strong. And the quality's there. It's like the next tier for the Supremacy line. It's not like the regular line for Supremacy is pretty good quality, but this one, and not only intense, I don't know. I think they're using higher quality oil because these smell like some freaking niche fragrances.
Yeah.
Afnan's been impressing me.
What are your thoughts on Oud for Happiness?
I didn't care for it. I tried it when I was at Door Prestige in California when I tried Russian tea. Now, granted, it was on a test strip, so I didn't get the full story, but it kind of reminded me of just a typical mass appealing, fresh, almost blue fragrance.
You get any cannabis?
It was nothing special. I didn't really. It was on the test strip. That's the thing. So any earthy notes and darker notes aren't going to come out as much on that. Yeah. You got to get it on skin. So I haven't really given it a fair shake to say I do or do not like it. But what I smelled on a test strip was nothing impressive. The fresh notes came out and the darker notes kind of fell flat.
Yeah, I never tried it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll take your word for it.
No, try. It's worth trying. You may love it. It may end up being your favorite fragrance ever. You never know if you don't try it, you know.
Are you a fan of the cannabis note in perfume?
Yes. Yep. Yes. Narcotica. One of my favorite cannabis fragrances. Where is the decant here? So be on the lookout at some point in the near future. Zaharoff's marijuana fragrance will be out. Is a beautiful fresh green marijuana.
That's exciting.
Oh, God, yeah, it's so good too. It has been talked about in a live stream before, so I know I'm okay talking about it.
Wow, I'm actually pretty excited for that one.
I don't know what it's going to be called. Oh, I can't say that. He did run me by the working title for the name, but it's a signature pour homme flanker. It's just Claude created a marijuana version for him.
Have you tried Fragrance du Bois Cannabis Blue?
No,
that is a very good cannabis fragrance.
How do you feel about Juice Box Green Bubble?
Never smelled that one. Makes
me nauseous.
Does it really?
I have one of their discovery sets. It comes in the box with all the little cards with the samples. It's like 14 of them. It literally made me nauseous and I had to scrub it off my skin. I was very disappointed.
Wow.
It's more of a synthetic smelling marijuana.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work for me, man. It's very rare something makes me nauseous when I smell it, but it did. Oh yeah.
You got a favorite amouage.
You want to go first? Because that's a tough one for me.
I've tried quite a few. I would have to go with the Blue Beast Interlude, man. I love it.
I'm not a huge fan of Interlude, man. I like the 53 Extrait more, believe it or not. The crazy, strong, pungent version is the one I like more. I have a decant of that. But, man, this is tough because there's a few that I really like. Epic Man is kind of my go-to for special holidays and stuff like that since I got it. But it's hard not to lean to Reflection Man because I'm a big Iris fan.
Yeah.
So I think I have to edge it out to Reflection Man narrowly over Epic Man. I have Journey. I have Enclave, Meander.
Have you tried Figment, man?
Figment, no, I haven't tried Figment. I've been wanting to try Honor. What's another one? I've tried Jubilation. I have a decant of Jubilation.
Yeah, I do not recommend this one right here. I'll tell you.
No?
No, it smells like moldy dirt.
Lovely.
Like seriously, it smells like when I reviewed it, it smells like a cheetah just rolling around in the mud. Very
fantastic.
Yeah, it's a very daring. One of my most daring fragrances.
So, complete waste of money, huh?
Pretty much.
You can sell it. I don't know how many people are hunting it down right now, but you can try to sell it. But I'm the same way. You'll probably keep it forever just to have it, huh?
That's true. It's kind of like
how I am.
Of art. Every English laundry fragrance I own is because of Ross.
And look, they don't perform like they used to, so I can't take credit for them anymore. I can't. The old bottles perform so much better.
What do you think about this one?
I wore it like 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I have one of the old bottles. That's what?
It was my son of the day today, actually.
What do you think about it?
It's not bad. People say it's kind of similar to Virgin Island water, but
only because of the coconut and the lang-a-lang. Yeah. But the brown sugar really changes it. That's an underrated sweet fragrance. Like it doesn't get enough credit for how sweet it is.
It doesn't.
It's tropical, but it's sweet tropical.
It's worth the $12 at Burlington, I guess.
Oh God, yeah. Even with the weaker performance, they're always $12.99 or whatever. You can't beat it.
Yeah. To me, at least a Sauvage clone. Absolutely not. Nothing similar to Sauvage. It's a ginger bomb.
Ooh, I might like that.
It's a very good
ginger.
Like ginger. Made me fall in love with the note of ginger. Before, like an all-team, I was not a fan. But this one, very good. Do you feel like the older fragrance releases like 2018 odor are much better than newer fragrances? I seem to find better fragrances have been out for a while.
It's hit or miss. It all depends. I get excited about certain releases. And I don't necessarily get disappointed in some of them. They may end up not being what I expected. Prime example, Ralph's Club. I thought that was going to be a dense green and woody fragrance. Even after I saw the note breakdown, I was like, okay, it's some aromatics, but it's going to be green and woody, kind of like a modern take on Polo, because Polo Cologne Intense was just like a fresh counterpart, which I wasn't disappointed with. I bought that the day it released. I was excited about that one too. I wasn't disappointed with how Ralph's Club turned out. It's just not what I was anticipating it to be. It actually, it's another one that's just a great mass appealing fragrance. That one got flack for not being different enough.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what I was saying earlier. They're not marketing to be different.
Exactly.
They're marketing to make money.
You see they're coming out with the Eau de Parfum flanker?
I can't wait for it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. It seems to be a darker version based on the notes. I'm very excited for it.
I'd sue everyone if I were MFK, especially Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. If it was that easy, you wouldn't see all these clone houses everywhere.
Exactly. It's really complicated. I think MFK was involved in the development of Cloud.
That's possible.
You think?
Yeah, it's possible.
I cannot wait to see what Francis Kirkjohn does for Dior.
Me too. I've been waiting to see, because there's going to be some lines getting reformulated. It's not just going to be new fragrances. Well, I mean, they technically will be, but I mean, as far as like how Dior Homme changed in 2020 and so on, like there's going to be some stuff that's going to change with his touch, his twist, you know?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
I am too.
We'll look forward to you next time, brother. It's all good, man. I've never heard of Juice Box. Yeah, it's a kind of a new and upcoming niche house.
Yes, JUSBOX, Juice Box. It's all niche stuff. It's based around music.
Yeah, the record players, right?
Yeah, the caps look like a record and stuff like that. They're actually very nice. They're a specific size bottle. They're not 100 mLs. They all have a luminescent color to the glass. They're very nice. They do have some stuff that's really good. Black Powder is very good. 14-Hour Dreams, very good. Again, I still haven't gotten a bottle from them. I've just been slowly working my way through those samples. But that's underrated niche house. Very artistic.
Yeah, I agree.
Each fragrance has a specific story. They have one that's about drug addiction and overdoses, and they got all of that. Yeah, very artistic.
I love when a fragrance can pretty much paint a whole story.
I love it.
That's good with that too.
I love storytelling and perfumery.
Yeah,
love it.
That's when you know the perfumer is good, when they can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And watch Fate or Honor. I don't think any fragrance should ever be over $200.
If only.
Right.
Then I wouldn't be pushing 1,000. I'd probably be pushing 3,000 fragrances.
Yeah. What is your most expensive retail fragrance in your collection?
That would be Diaghilev from Raja Parfums. That's the fragrance I was talking about earlier. That it doesn't cost that much to make it, but if the brand's prestige can dictate it, and the exclusiveness of the fragrance is what it is. I mean, they did send that to me. I would never spend $1,800 on one fragrance. I wouldn't. I would have never gotten to experience it if they wouldn't have gifted that to me. It's incredible, super unique. It's a showstopper among showstoppers. Like, I get why it's expensive. Maybe not that expensive, but it smells like an exclusive club, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not something I would recommend to anybody to go out and get. Maybe to get 1 ml just to experience it, you know, but I can't wholeheartedly, you know, talk to the same audience I take on rack store hunts and say, you should get this fragrance.
No, man, people are
looking
crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What about, have you tried any of the Frederick Mall Desert Gems, like the Moon, the Night?
I'm not a Fred Mall guy. I've gotten a few samples, Carnal Flower, Musk Ravager, a few of them. They're okay. You know, it's nothing that's moved me that said, yes, I need this.
Yeah.
That's the good and bad thing about sampling first. Because if I would have just blind bought it, I'd probably get some wear out of it. Because like I said, I haven't smelled anything I didn't like, but I didn't smell anything I loved and had to have. So for everybody else, I recommend that's the way to go every single time. For me, I kind of like the thrill of the blind buy. So that can kind of turn me off sometimes when I sample first. Because it's like, I guess it's a good thing I tried it first.
I agree. Yeah, you can't patent smells. That's true. That's what makes it complicated.
Yeah, you can't.
What fragrance got you in the game, Ross?
The very first fragrance that I was really into was Tommy by Tommy Hilfiger. And this was back in 5th, 6th grade. That's the first fragrance I ever asked my parents for Christmas.
Wow.
That was when Tommy Hilfiger blew up. That was 95. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say the fragrance that really got me in the game is Tommy Bahama Martinique.
Sail Martinique. Nice salty marine fragrance. Okay. I never hear anybody talk about that one.
I know. That was like my signature scent for many years.
Hey, man, it's good stuff. It's only $20 too.
Yeah.
For eau de cologne concentrations, they're actually decent performers. You know, they're not 2-hour fragrances.
That's what's nice, honestly, about like eau de colognes is what makes the fragrance project is the alcohol concentration. So usually with eau de cologne,
they're gonna project a lot heavier. That's exactly right.
A lot of people get that kind of confused.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys think Dior is going to go with the Sauvage line, and what would you like to see?
You want to go first?
the Sauvage Woods. Did you see that? I thought it would be actually a flanker, but
no, it's just a cap.
Cap, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I
a
got
cap.
excited for a second.
It's so popular and so widely sold. I can't see them. It's if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. I don't think they're gonna veer to. I think Elixir is as far away from the DNA as they'll go. I'm still shocked they released it in the line because it's got a faint similarity to where you could tie it to the line, but it's way more masculine and grown up than every other flanker, even more so than the Parfum, which was the most mature at the time, which is I still deem my favorite. I have a big 200 ml bottle of it. I haven't worn that in a while. I should wear that tomorrow.
There you go. You got your scent picked out.
But that's one of those things where I don't see them changing. The only thing I see them going next is to make a more fresh aquatic take because Cool Spray didn't work out. Because I think Cool Spray is discontinued now. I think I've heard that from a few people. Don't know if that's a certainty, but I could see them trying something else with like an Eau Fraiche, Sauvage Eau Fraiche type of thing, where they have this mega fresh version.
Like a lemonade take.
Something that's more based around the citrus with the ambroxan, the
pepper.
I think that's really the only route they can go at this point, aside from changing it up more with the scent DNA, because they could still tie that to the EDT. They could make that much fresher take on the EDT, basically. That's not in an aerosol can.
Yeah, that's true. Mr. Got Plenty with a donation of $1.99. Thank you very much, man. Ross, what's next for Happy Lamb and Sammy? Yes.
I don't think at the moment EJ's working on anything yet. Let me check. I don't mind dropping a little news. Let me go to our conversation. EJ tells me everything. Shout outs to EJ for his health. He's waiting on some test results right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's been having a lot of health issues over the last 2 years. He's waiting on some test results from his pulmonologist. Let me scroll back. Actually, let me just press this and I can go straight to the media. Sir, view media files.
Especially since he's located in Ohio, too.
He's a great guy. He's an old kook. That's what I like to call him. Okay, yeah. So this will be his. I'm not going to spoil it because we're still far enough out there, but he does have a special Halloween. I actually have the label right here on my phone. I can show it. He has a special, like crazy demonic Halloween fragrance.
Oh, really?
It's going to be special for Halloween. That's going to be the next release because he's had several releases this year. He's had Garlic Mist, which is like a fresh green type of fragrance. He's had Wonderland, which I told you was similar to Beach Hut Man. Mad Anthony just came out recently, and Paisley Dreams and Cripple Creek. So he's released a few this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
so that'll be his next one.
Does he make like cologne targeted fragrances, or are they usually
some of them will be inspired by certain fragrances, and he'll kind of make his own version of it. But usually he just comes up with something unique most of the time. Like with Shameless, the one I said is mass appealing. You'll look at the note breakdown and think, holy shit, that's just his version of Aventus with a few different notes.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't smell like Aventus. I mean, a little at the opening, a little touch of it, but it's more about bitter orange and black currant. It kind of smells more like Aqua Amara at the top. Oh. And then it starts to settle into like an ambergris vanilla heavy blue fragrance with some lavender. It's very mass appealing. It smells like it borrowed cues from a bunch of different, what makes a good blue fragrance basically.
Yeah.
And put it into one fragrance.
Wow. That sounds pretty good. I love a good ambergris too.
Yeah, he uses a lot of ambergris in that one. It's very ambergris dominant.
Let's see. Montreux says, mention Mercedes-Benz Club Black and watch how he reacts. He loves it.
I do love it.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the fall to wear that.
Yeah.
That's the best affordable vanilla out there.
Really?
In my opinion. Oh, yeah. The ambroxan gives it enough to push. There's some incense and some beautiful vanilla amber. Oh, wow. It's very good.
Versace Havas. Now, Versace Havas, as we know, got a ton of hype lately in the groups and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I do not own a bottle. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm very guilty of adding to the hype here this year. This year's hype, I'm partially guilty of. That's actually for the year, that's my highest viewed individual review. It's got 23,000 views.
Wow.
So people, because it's a 2022 batch, it's February 2022. And people want to know, and Justin just got it. He's got a June batch, and it's the same dark purple juice. It's basically spicy Invictus. Everybody wants to compare it to 2016 Invictus Aqua. I think it's closer to the original Invictus because it's sweeter than Aqua. with some spices. It's got cinnamon. It's got cardamom. It's kind of like, it is what it is. It's the Middle Eastern take on Invictus, basically. And it's a beast. I only spray 4 sprays.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really strong.
So they haven't watered it down, huh?
It used to be watered down, and apparently it's not anymore because there was a lighter colored juice that people were complaining was weaker.
Yeah.
And I guess they listened, which is rare for a perfume brand, because the juice is much. I'm looking at the bottle. It's just, I'd have to go run over there, but it's a much darker purple now, like it used to be a few years ago.
I know the price jacked up quite a bit too, like on Amazon and stuff.
You can still find it. Like I paid like $44. It fluctuates every day because I use Amazon links a lot more than I used to. I buy a lot more from Amazon, and the same seller with the same link, same listing, from day to day, the price will change. One day this fragrance is 52. The next day this fragrance is 70. And it varies. I find it kind of strange that they do that. They gouge sometimes, and then it'll be a bargain. You just kind of got, if you keep your eye on it, kind of thing.
Kind of like the stock market, huh?
Kind of. It's strange as that is to compare it to it. Yeah, it fits.
By the way, English Laundry Windsor is in the dark red and gold bottle. The bottle you were talking about earlier is Cameron. Now, my second favorite is Riviera.
Windsor is, I think I'm like the only person that likes Windsor besides him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I have several bottles of Windsor. It's basically like a more mature take on Spice Bomb. It's got a little touch of synthetic oud. It's a lot of clove, and it's heavy spice. Very warm and spicy. It's not the only young men I could see enjoying it is people like yourself, young men like yourself that are really into fragrances. You'll be able to appreciate it for what it is. But it still might smell like an old man to you. I don't know. I like it, though.
Yeah, I like those old school kind of, some people would say outdated fragrances.
Mm-hmm.
Those too. Let's see. I love talking Bahamas. I always get about 5 to 6 hours with them.
Me too. Me too. Especially St. Bart's. I get about 6 hours.
Yeah. Club de Nuit Intense EDP is amazing. I agree. I prefer the EDP over the original.
Scent of the day is the limited edition parfum. That's what I wore today.
Oh. I haven't tried the parfum. How is it different than the EDP? Is it just?
I haven't tried the EDP. I mean, it's still technically the EDP. I think there's no real difference here.
Oh, really?
I think I haven't tried it, so I can't verify. But comparing it to the EDT, it's much quieter. It's not as loud, but all the harshness that I never minded to begin with is gone. It's way smoother. It's even darker. It's a little, because it's richer, but it does wear a little close to the skin. It still lasts. I still smell it very easily. I have it on my forearms and 3 around the neck. And I sprayed that at like 11 o'clock this morning. It's 10 o'clock at night where I'm at. So 11 hours later, it's still going, and it's not a skin scent. I can smell it a little difference.
Like, what do I prefer, or what would I recommend, the EDT or EDP? And I always tell them the EDT is obviously very smoky, it projects a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The EDP is
a heavy projector.
Yeah, and it lasts a little bit longer, the EDP. I got a 100 ml bottle of Dior Sauvage Elixir for $125 on Amazon. When it first came out, it came from a Gift Express.
So you got a fake Dior Sauvage Elixir, is what you're telling me? Because it doesn't exist in 100 ml.
Only 60 ml.
Yeah.
And I got
you sure you didn't mean to say 60 ml?
He might have.
Yeah.
Montrese has a pretty big collection.
I believe in you, Montrese. I believe in you. I don't think you know better than that. It's only available in one size.
I got my elixir for 50% off.
What?
Yeah, because I have someone that works at Macy's, and they do a deal once a year. We get 50% off all fragrances. And I got that. $55.
Damn. I got it for 20 or 25% off. I got a buddy that works for Sephora.
Yeah.
He bought it and mailed it to me. So that was nice. He was like, let me know anytime you want anything. And Elixir was coming. I said, I actually got Elixir, and I also got Ralph's Club through him as well, like a week after it launched. So I got Ralph's Club at a little bit of a discount at the time.
It's always nice to get those benefits. Ross, dollar for dollar, which one are you getting, Sauvage Elixir or Alexander's Sauvage EDTE?
I've said it many times. If all you can find Elixir for is around retail, Alexandria is the way to go, because it's $100 for 100 ml, and they always have 15, 20, sometimes 25% off codes. Or if you're willing to get the same size bottle, there's 60 ml, it's $60, $60, $70 before any coupon codes. And when I say the quality's on par, the performance and the scent profile are kind of 90% and above accurate from top to bottom, start of the fragrance's life to the end.
Yeah.
And I normally don't. It's very rare. It's only a handful of times this has happened where I'm like, get the clone. This is one of those situations. Now, look, if you can get Elixir for 120 bucks, spend a couple bucks more and get the real deal. Support the original creation. But if you can only find it for around retail, I would go with Et Sauvage Elixir from Alexandria.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like actually prefer Alexandria fragrances over the original, like Tiger. I heard a lot about.
Or Making Sense 4.0 is way cheaper. The 17 ml is 20 bucks.
Wow.
And it's a little bit more lavender and sandalwood. That's the way Mike enhanced it. Shout out to Michael Dinsmore. Making Sense. This one's really, really good. The performance is still there as well. This is kind of neck and neck with Alexandria for me. That's the two I would recommend checking out. This one's going to be a little bit cheaper because it's not. Alexandria is a big operation. Mike is one guy. I don't know if you know who Michael Dinsmore is.
No, I don't actually. Latrice, it smells great. Has anyone tried Versace Havas? Yep, we were just talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
Very hyped up. Opinion on Burberry Touch. Kind of smells like body odor to me.
Really? You don't like it either?
I used to wear it as a teenager too. I'm just not really a big fan of Violet, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, because I like it. I haven't worn it in a while, but I've been through a bottle in the past, and then I've had this 30 ml forever, it seems like. But I used to have a 50 ml back in the day that I went through. And I like it. I used to at the beginning of my channel, I used to recommend it all the time.
Yeah, it's not a bad fragrance.
It's solid.
Just for like sentimental purposes, for like memories and stuff.
That's kind of why I have it too.
Yeah, I love about fragrances, man.
Mm-hmm. You have scent memory. You scent memories tied to it. You know, certain things.
For anybody going through anything, spread love. Everybody, not hate. Facts.
I agree.
All love here. Spicy Invictus, love myself. Got 2 bottles. Yeah. Ross said. Vanilla Flash, question mark.
What is Vanilla Flash?
Yeah, who makes Vanilla Flash? What house? What's up, Hunter Ross? Bro Sense in the house.
What's up, Tyrone?
Welcome to the channel. Let's see. There's that. Yep. Shout out to Tyrone.
Speaking of Making Sense, go back to Joe real quick on Average Joe. So he has his own fragrance with Making Sense called Unaverage Patch, because Joe's thing is he's big into Sour Patch Kids. His logo is actually a rendition of Sour Patch Kids. So he just had his own fragrance come out with him. I have it coming in the mail.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff. I told him, don't tell me nothing about it. I want to go in blind. I like to go in blind. That's why I asked you earlier. You want me to ruin it for you, or you want me to shut up?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
60 ml bottle. Yeah. That's what we figured. You made a mistake.
I figured it was just a typo.
Car accident.
Right after he had shoulder surgery, like the month before. He was, that's a whole ordeal.
Wow. Hopefully he's all right.
Yeah, he was about to start physical therapy and got in a car accident on the 4th.
Yikes. You want to buy it again? What's going on, my frag brother? Just enjoying the stream. Appreciate you for stopping by and showing the support. Everyone subscribe to Bro Sense too. He makes some good content.
Shout outs to Tyrone.
Should start a podcast.
I like doing these live streams. I jump in live streams here and there. I do my own. I usually do 3, sometimes 4 a month. That's what I was saying when I was just in the chat earlier. That's the best format. It's nice to have somebody to chop it up with on screen like we're doing.
Yeah.
But I like how you're still keeping it focused on the chat, because they are who matters the most.
Exactly.
I don't matter in this situation. This is your channel. This is your stream. It's great that you allowed me on and that we're doing this, but I'm glad the focus didn't shift away, because a lot of live streams, it's focused on the panel and not as much on the chat. And the chat is your subscriber base. That's who wants to be here to hear what you're talking about. So I'm a big fan of sticking with your chat. You know, that's most of my live streams.
Exactly. I know when I used to watch live streams back in the day, I was like, are you guys going to like respond to the chat or what? I mean, that's this chatting away.
I mean, this is who comes here to support you, who cares what you have to say, who values your opinion, you know?
Yep. 100%. You're all frag heads.
That's right. That's right.
Frag heads unite. That's a bad thing though. Like around me, there's not many people into this hobby. You know what I mean? So it's a very.
I got a few people around me.
Do you?
A few people here, yeah. And when I was in Texas, I had even more. But
did you convert some people to the fragrance community?
Not exactly. Not exactly. I mean, we have so many people online.
Yeah.
When you're involved in the community, you know, you have so many people to talk to about fragrances. It's one of those things that it's a bonus, basically, when you have people locally. Like literally, my buddy Joe works at the grocery store that's a 10-minute walk from where I live. Obviously, I don't walk there, but it's that close. I see him all the freaking time. Shout out to Vape Time if you happen to see this. He's got a little channel too. Joe Roman. It's my guy. We get to talk fragrances all the time with him. So he's literally right. I see him a couple days a week. And of course, every time I'll be running in to get whatever and end up there another hour longer, hanging out, talking to him, you know?
Yeah. Can't beat that.
Yeah, we used to go to the same gym too. I actually switched gyms, so I don't go to the gym with him anymore.
Oh, man. What's your quick question when you talk about gym. What's a good gym scent for you? Like what's your usually go-to?
My go-to lately has been CK1 Summer 2021. My absolute favorite is First Instinct Blue, Abercrombie & Fitch. Because I like the weaker stuff for that. I'm just wearing something for me. I got deodorant on. I'm not going to stink, you know. It's just it's a subconscious thing. When you're this into fragrances, you wear a fragrance for every damn thing. Yeah. You know, you don't go anywhere without spraying something, and that's basically what it is.
I feel naked when I'm not wearing a fragrance.
And look, there's this one dude that notoriously wears Eros every freaking day. I get a big giant whiff of his trail when he passes by. I actually made a shorts video about him one time because it's like, why are you wearing that here? Yeah, I've smelled oud. I've smelled variations of Baccarat Rouge. I've smelled aventus or a variation of it anyways. Yeah. I have a sensitive nose. That's why one of the things that makes this hobby so great for me. So I smell everything as it passes by. The downside is when dudes smell like crusty asshole. I smell that too. And I want to take whatever I have out of my bag and go spray. This happened like 2 days ago. I wanted to be rude and go spray his ass down so he could say, why are you doing this? And I say, go take a fucking shower. Sorry for cursing. Some people, I don't understand how you can go around smelling like crust, you know? Yeah. That's nasty. That's nasty.
I like L'Homme Sport by Yves Saint Laurent for gym scent. Very good aldehydes, clean.
I wanted that for so long. I had a coworker, a buddy of mine that used to keep it on his desk when I worked at Jaguar. He kept it. He was two offices over from me. So that's the only times I've ever smelled it. He would wear it all the time. It was on his desk. He had it roll around in his bag so much that the print had faded off most of it anyways. Wow. Off the bottle.
Yeah, it's discontinued now.
Yeah, now it's like $100 and something on eBay.
I picked it up at Marshall's, I believe, for like $50.
That's what I was about to say. It was hitting the rack stores like a year or two ago, and I could never come across it. I kept looking and looking.
Yeah, I was lucky. Let's see. Andy Tower. Andy Tower.
Never tried it. I have never tried that.
I want to try that Sour Patch Ross. I love the content you had reviewed on Roche's, the green bottle.
Thank you, man. Look, that was shout outs. I really wish I could remember. I got to go back and look. I said it in the video. There was a subscriber that came into my comments on a video like a week ago and said, hey, everybody, Fragrance Net has Aromatic Touch back in stock. And it was like $36 or whatever. So after I finished editing, I was editing at the time. I jumped on there. Sure enough, they had some. Wow. No picture. Bought it. And I put the video out today. It's just me and Dallas are the only two people that have a video on it. And it's both first impressions because it literally it's a new release and it's already $30 some odd hitting discounters. So guys, if you're interested in that, keep your eyes peeled. It's already hitting discounters. And if you like earthy green, and after the video, because I filmed it last night, after the video, it kept reminding me of something. And the more I thought about it, it kind of smells like a designer take on Roger Parfum's Apex.
Oh, really?
The earthiness, the smokiness, the greens, the heavy woods. I kept thinking like, man, this is really striking me as something more expensive. I can't pinpoint it. It doesn't smell like that level of quality, but the scent profile is similar. I'm not saying it's 1-to-1, and I'm not saying that's what they were going for because they're both new releases, but it's kind of like getting it on a budget. It really is. It's pretty damn similar. I'm going to have to do a side-by-side, but it dawned on me after I finished recording. Yeah. And I didn't go grab the bottle. I don't know why. I guess I wanted to start editing, but yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
You guys should do a vid and have subscribers in their collections and give your opinions on what we should add. That's a good idea.
If you have a very small, just starting out collection, I could see where that would be beneficial. The whole roasting collections thing, I think that's a dick move. I don't like that because I may say something negative about a fragrance that you love, and I don't want you to feel bad about something you spent your money on that you enjoy. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I like the fragrances you own. All that matters is that you like the fragrances that you own, you know?
Yeah, that's true. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like when there's a couple of fragrances that I don't like Allure, Homme, Sport, O Extreme, which is obviously beloved.
Really?
Yeah, just not a big fan of it, man.
To each their own, man. Look, anytime anybody, if it's something I really enjoy and they're like, oh, it smells like piss water and whatever.
Yeah.
I'll make a joke about how eloquent they're explaining their opinion, but I get it. And maybe not that it smells like piss water, but not everybody's going to like everything. It's just what it is. Like, I'm shocked that you're saying Allure, Homme, Sport, O Extreme is just something you don't like, because so many people enjoy it, including myself. I think it's a great fragrance.
Yeah.
But to each their own. You can't knock a man for not liking a certain fragrance.
That's true. It's all subjective at the end of the day. That's the beauty of fragrances, though, too.
It's an art form.
Yep.
Artistry is subjective.
What's the best compliment you ever received, and what fragrance was it?
Oof, I don't know. That's hard to narrow down. The best compliment ever, because I may not even remember it. It might have happened 10 years ago. Yeah.
I got a pretty big compliment on Nasimoto's Black Afghano, surprisingly. This woman,
I'm shocked that it's that fragrance.
I know. This woman was losing her mind over it, man. She was like, wow, that fragrance works so good with your skin chemistry. She had me write it down and everything. It was at work. I had like a fan blowing, and she was like getting the whiffs of it all day. She loved it.
That's not a fragrance you expect something like that with.
I know, right? That's exactly what I said too. I was like, are you sure you actually like this fragrance? Like, whoa.
I actually have a similar story with one I never thought I'd get a compliment on. So I guess this kind of plays into the question. Mancera the Oud. Okay, this smells like a freaking church pew in the Middle East. You know what I mean? It's like biblical smelling oud. Like, it's one of the more challenging ouds I own.
Yeah.
And I do like how it smells. It was an acquired taste and scent profile, but I was wearing it one day. This is back when I lived in Texas. And I went into the Shell station in front of my apartment complex, and the guy that is always there, he said, "Oh, you smell very nice today." I said, I was taken back. I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Oh, yes, oud. You're wearing oud." He Middle Eastern guy, so of course he recognized the oud. He's like, "Yeah, oud, very good, very good. Which oud is that?" And he wanted to know more. And I'm just like,
surprised, yeah.
Really? Like, the whole time. So that's the only compliment I've ever gotten from that. But I remember it so fondly, because it's like I would never guess somebody would be like, "Oh, you smell very nice wearing this just heavy." It's one of the more challenging Mancera ouds. It's oud rose, but it's more oud than rose.
See, hey Ross, I need to ask, that cool water parfum has ambroxan?
It doesn't list it, but I think it does. I think it's in there. It's not a heavy dose. What I do like about that one is that it's got a little bit more character to the scent profile than your typical cool water flanker, because it's got citrus. You got some pink pepper, a little sweet spice hit, but the vetiver is kind of earthy and smoky, and it really works. One of the but it's not a vetiver fragrance. And it does have a little bit of a shower gel feel. Like I said, there's no notes that would give a shower gel type of scent that I know of. So I'm thinking it's one of those things, kind of like with the Intense. The Intense smells like an ambroxan bomb, and they list 3 notes. I think it's the same thing where they have some ambroxan in there. It's just it's toned back a bit. It just gives a little bit of a shower gel feel.
That's the thing. Like, a lot of new launches just use ambroxan in the base to amp up performance as well too.
Or they'll list ambergris when it's really just ambroxan, because real ambergris is like one of the most expensive things per pound in the world.
Yeah.
Let alone in perfumery.
That's true.
So synthetic ambergris is just a version of ambroxan.
I love the ambergris in Roja Parfum Scandal. It has a beautiful ambergris dry down.
Parfum Cologne or the Parfum Pour Homme?
Parfum Cologne.
That's my favorite from the line.
Yeah.
I like it so much that, and this is kind of a bad thing, I hold it in such high regard. I only wear it in certain situations, which is so rare. I may wear it once or twice a year.
Yeah.
Because I'm so situational with that fragrance, because it's so special to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's my favorite spicy green fougere I've ever smelled.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the parfum being better, which it may be, but it's just that good to me.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of salt and pepper from Precious Liquids? It's great. It's expensive, but good. I never get it again because of the price.
That's hilarious. The reason I say that is Melissa just posted yesterday. Did you see it on Instagram?
Yeah, she's been.
And she ended up in the bed with her girlfriend. She's like, "I'm gonna have to show you guys how this works." She sprays it, and then it cuts to her giving a thumbs up with her girlfriend sleeping on her chest. So that's why I giggled. Like, that's funny that you bring that one up, because that just happened yesterday. I've never smelled it though. but that's now the memory I have of that fragrance when I see it pop up.
I haven't tried anything from Precious Liquids. I know he's the perfumer behind Oud Wood though, but I never.
Yeah, he is. But it's it's Richard Herpen. But that's one of those things where I've heard that Blue Agave is like the one. It's crazy good. Like it's the amazing fresh fragrance that's an original DNA. That's the one I've been wanting to get my nose on. I just haven't gotten around to it for some reason or another.
Extreme is the bomb hunter. Everyone has a different nose to it. Yep. To everyone, I'm hanging in there, bro. Thank you. Good to hear. I like that rough. Ooh, love it. Yep. So do I. That nice barnyardy kind of.
Some of them. Like I said, I've learned to really love that fragrance. I just still, to this day, this happened like 3 years ago, and I still can't believe he gave me a compliment wearing that fragrance.
Navy, what's going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good this evening, man. EDP is very, very nice. Compliments galore.
Never tried it.
No, neither have I. I might have to add that. You ever try Bahar King?
I have not. I haven't. I don't even know what fragrance that is, actually.
Neither do I, Kev. Not sure.
Duncan's in the house.
Famous YouTuber.
Yeah, it's Duncan. Starting to get some more Cannoli Mafia guys showing up. We got Joe. We got Dunk. We got a few.
How do you guys pace your expensive hobby of fragrance collecting?
I go through spurts with buying. Because if you notice, the first quarter of the year, I've maybe bought 2 or 3 fragrances, maybe 4.
Yeah,
I wasn't, even at the end of the year, like even December, I didn't buy anything. I was determined to just spend time with the stuff I needed to spend time with, because you get ahead of yourself by buying so much. So once late spring hit, I started to buy more. Just in the last 2 months or so, I've been spending a lot, and now it's like, okay, now I'm eyeing some more expensive stuff, so it's time to shut it down for like 2 months.
Yeah,
because between getting tons of decants, and then I've had more than a handful of fragrance hauls from a variety of places, niche, clones, designers, a little bit of everything, to where it's like, okay, you've spent a lot. Now it's time to enjoy them. You got a lot to play with, as I like to say. I got a lot of fragrances to play with.
Yeah.
Let me play with these until I get bored with them, and I'll buy some new ones to play with. I look at them as toys, I guess you could say, because I make content with them. I talk to people about these. I'm getting to have a discussion about it, so it's fun for me.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I pace myself. I'll go through spurts where it'll get to the point to where I'm like, all right, you've spent a lot recently. It's time to stop. That's how I'll have to physically stop myself.
That's true. And then also, I kind of justify, because I don't really have many bad habits like smoking, gambling, drinking. You know what I mean? So
I don't do any of that.
Justify like buying fragrances to me, and also to try to stay away from discounters as well too, because you always find a good deal and you're like, oh, I can't pass up on that.
I'm horrible about that. That's my weakness.
Yeah,
because I'm glad the 2 Boss bottled oud flankers I was talking about earlier, I'm glad they're kind of more than I want to pay for them. Otherwise, I would have bought the damn. If they were $50 a piece, I probably would have bought them. It's like, stop. I won't even get to them for like 2 or 3 weeks. I need to stop.
Roz, during rack store hunts, did you ever get Ted Baker AG? It's fantastic for sure.
I've seen them. I just never tried it. I'm glad you brought that up, Dunk. I do see it from time to time. I've seen it a bunch in the past. It's been a little while. The rack stores have kind of is dried up here in Colorado Springs. I'm moving to Florida in March. I'm sick of the mountains. I've been here for 2 years. I'm sick of it. It's not for us. Yeah, it was pretty and all that, but the snow's a pain in the ass, and cost of living's ridiculous in blue states. And I'm just ready to move back south, get back to the food. I haven't had crawfish in 2 freaking years. So we're still moving a few hours away from home to where we're not by our parents still. But point being, I'm hoping the rack stores are much better, because my experience, the South was Louisiana and I had a bounty of rack stores when I was in Texas in a 20-mile radius. I used to never be able to go to a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx and not leave with at least 2 fragrances, to whereas now that's just not the case. Burlington's my best bet over here, and we have 2 of them. I find stuff here and there, but it's not like it used to be. Yeah. So that it's funny you bring that up, because I have not seen it since I moved here, but I used to see it all the time in Texas and Louisiana. Yeah, I'm going to Louisiana at the end of August, and of course I'm going to hit the rack stores, and I'm probably going to find something. So if I happen to see that, I will remember this, Duncan, and I will give you a shout out in that video, but I'm going to be looking for it. I trust your nose.
What's the best find that you found at a rack store, you would say, that comes to your head?
So my favorite, I told this story a couple of days ago. I had somebody ask me in my live stream. My favorite that I found, believe it or not, was La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique. Not Blue Electrique, Eau Electrique, the one that smells like La Nuit de l'Homme mixed with Eros. I was so hyped when I found that because I never would come across anything YSL. It was $70, 100 ml. It was cheaper than getting it online. So I was so excited. Couldn't wait to get in the car and smell it. And I love the fragrance. I've always thought it was super underrated. I've had it for years now. Kind of strictly wear it in the fall. I think it's the ideal season for the fragrance. I found Acqua di Parmas and, multiple bottles of 1 million Privé. Like I found technically cooler things people would think are cooler fragrances to find. But that's the one that I was just so hype about. Like my wife didn't give a shit. I'm like, babe, look what I found. She was in the store with me and she's like, okay.
You never care, man.
I'm like a kid finding that toy when I find it. I get all excited.
Yeah. The best thing I found was Terre Hermes Eau Intense Vetiver. I don't know if you heard it earlier, but
you found that in a rack store?
I got a 200 ml bottle, right? Found it. It was unwrapped. So I had no price on it. So I took it up to the register. They had a manager go there for a similar one. Guess how much I got it for?
Probably $10.
$20. I almost fell over when they said that, man.
There's poker face. You got to go poker face.
Exactly.
Because they'll be like, wait, should we be charging more?
Yeah.
Because I've had that happen with gift sets of Aqua Senziale Blue where they're like, oh, you can have it for $7. They didn't have another one. There was no tag. Anytime that happens, you can usually get it like mind-blowingly cheap. And that is mind-blowingly cheap.
Yeah, people in the Facebook groups want to give me like $160 for it then and there. Like, what? Is it
Do you love the fragrance?
It's not. It's a pretty good vetiver. It's not my favorite vetiver, but it's decent. It's of quality, like Hermes. But
I was about to say because you could have flipped it.
I know I could have
made some money
for quite a bit. People would decant it probably. Have you guys tried out Lanvin Avant Garde? It was supposed to be a $20 fragrance. Now it's discontinued.
I've seen the bottle. I've never tried it though. I've seen it online. I want to say I've looked at the note breakdown before too. I've just never tried it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. Buying fragrance is very addictive. I learned that very quick. You always make sure you all pay them bills first because it's very
yeah. My bills are never compromised. I set a certain amount of play money to the side every month. I call it play money. I'm just gonna buy fragrances with. And there's the months that I don't buy fragrances, but that's when I up the hat game because I buy a lot of hats too. I'll buy some of my other things. That might be when I'm all right, it's been a couple of seasons since I bought some clothes. I'll buy some clothes, stuff like that. That's why I go through spurts. I kind of section my spending habits.
I do pretty much the same as well. I use Klarna Afterpay. LOL. Hey, yeah, that helps out a lot.
Klarna and Afterpay's good services. They're a problem.
They are a problem.
They're a problem.
A couple of those.
I'm very familiar with Klarna.
Best Tommy Bahama set sail flanker.
I'm going to say St. Bart's. He's going to say Martinique.
Yeah.
Because he just said that was the one that got him in the game.
Yep. Martinique is a love for me. Ross, Hunter, and myself, we are frag heads. Yep.
Absolutely.
3 musketeers right here. Let's see. Sometimes I go to the rec stores and have to walk out because of the prices are so good.
I need to go to your rack stores. The one thing that was cool this year for me was I went to Marshall's because people were showing in the Facebook groups that they were finding cool water parfum, and I was determined. I'm like, I only have one Marshall's to work with unless I go to Denver, which I hate going to Denver. It's traffic's hell. So I was like, I'm going to try anyway. And the time I went out looking for it, there it was. That's one thing where I was like, phew. I actually went and looked for a specific fragrance, and damn it, I found it. It's great,
That's always a great feeling. It just smells like Rive Gauche with eucalyptus instead of kitchen herbs.
Ooh, is that eucalyptus very minty or mothbally? Because it can come across both ways. That's why I ask.
Yeah.
I know you know what I'm talking about, Dump.
Yep.
Because they can't all be Creed Royal Mayfair the way they use eucalyptus. That's an underrated Creed. I really like that one. It's a lot of eucalyptus.
What's your favorite Creed, would you say?
Probably Viking.
Really? The original?
Yeah, the original Viking's my favorite. I love that one. It's just so versatile.
Yeah.
Big boy fragrance. Doesn't smell like none of the popular new stuff, It smells like an old fragrance. just a high quality Old Spice, basically.
Yeah. I got 2 Burlington Coat Factory stores too. They cut the section in mine.
Oh, damn. They must not have been selling then. Which you should have been cleaning house if they weren't able to get rid of them. You should have been able to find all the stuff then. I've ran into people that watch me at Burlington.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've ran into people. He's like, Ross, right? I'm like, yeah. Man, me and my son watch it. Let me go grab him. And he went grab his son. I just thought that was hilarious, but they were there hunting for fragrances at the same Burlington I go to. It's funny. It's only been a few times it's ever happened where anybody's like, hey, I watch you on YouTube. But it's funny as hell when it happens, and that one made me think of it, Burlington.
The only thing I hate with what Burlington did recently is they put all their fragrances in those boxes, those crate things. Does yours do that?
They've been doing that for a while at mine.
Mine just started doing that. It makes it way harder to kind of like look through them all. It takes a lot longer.
Well, they've been moving them around. So they used to be on the outside of the checkout line. Now they're on the inside by the registers. It's kind of a pain just to go.
Yeah, they did that with the women's section.
And I'm always making content. So when I walk through, I mean, you've seen my rack store videos. I'm filming as I'm walking in the damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a hassle. If I don't want to bother people, I want to be able to do my own thing, you know?
And every time I try to film, there's always so many people at the fragrance section. I'm like, gotta like walk around, like I'm looking at something else until it clears.
Oh, the days of me giving a shit of people looking at me like I'm crazy have long passed. I don't care.
It's because all the granolas in Colorado, they don't like fragrances. They like organic and weed. Lived there for 2 years. No thanks. Never again.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. A lot of white people with dreads here. There definitely is. A lot of hippies.
What's the longest into wearing that y'all have ever gotten a compliment? The longest into wearing? Oh, I've gotten compliments like 10 hours in before.
Yeah, I've gotten late in the day. Really late. Where you like, really? You can still smell me? And I would be like, doesn't smell that strong to me. And you don't realize it. Like you passed 5 feet away from them and they, it's happened. It's definitely happened, but similar, probably 10 hours into the day. Sometimes later, if it's a really strong fragrance, like a Mancera or something.
Yeah.
I don't get surprised when that happens with something like that because they last a long ass time. But it's happened with designers where I'm like, something I thought I only got 5 hours out of.
Yeah.
9 hours in, you know.
Fantastic find, Hunter. I've seen a 200 intense vetiver still. They wanted 125. Yeah, that's what they were going for at TJ's.
Damn.
Did you guys ever think you'll make your own fragrance? Ross actually did. With zaharoff.
Sure did.
I would love to. I got some kind of notes written down of what I would like to make, but yeah, that would be a dream.
I think everybody would like to do that at some point when you're really into fragrances. Of course, you want to make your own. You have all these ideas, and like you said, you're writing stuff down. It's the experience I got isn't necessarily the same experience everybody's going to get. I'm very, 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 very blessed to have been in the situation I was in because I got to work with Claude for God's sakes. You know,
that's awesome.
But it's one of those things that anybody, if you ever get the opportunity to do so at any level, absolutely do it. Absolutely. Because then you get to be proud that came from here.
Yeah.
You know, good, bad, or indifferent, that came from here, you know, and you test it and you spend time with it and you're like, this is the one. It's a different feeling of accomplishment that you can only get, especially when you're really into fragrances like all of us are. That's the level of satisfaction you can only get by creating a fragrance.
Exactly.
You can't get that feeling anywhere else.
Do you follow Eugene over at You Smells Good? He's with a brand new house.
Sure do. I actually saw there's one video, I think Fragrance View, I think just dropped a video on the first fragrance. I saw it in my feed. I just haven't watched it yet. Shout out to Eugene.
He comes up with.
I'm rooting for him. He's got an uphill battle. That's his own investment, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
That's big risk. I applaud him for taking the risk.
I ran into so many red tags when they were getting rid of stuff. It was crazy. I had to put my bag in the trunk. Yeah, I'm sure you did, Montrese. Okay, my fry bros, you guys stay striving and stay blessed. Talk soon. Thanks for having me on. Yep, appreciate it.
Have a good one, Tyrone.
White people with dreads are hilarious.
I saw a chick walking out in the gym today that had like the dirty dread look, like Rasta look, walking out the gym, and she just looked dirty. It's like, I'm glad she didn't walk close enough for me to get a whiff. She probably stunk. You know.
Ross has a good Irish fragrance.
Yes, I love my fragrance. I haven't worn it in a while. It's been like a month since I wore it. I go through spurts where I spray it. I'll just wear it like crazy. Actually, I take that back. It was a couple weeks ago I wore it. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago I wore it. But there's spurts. It's the time of year for it. You know, it's on the fresher side.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to try it, Hunter?
I have not tried it. No. That's an Irish fragrance.
Yeah, it's the top's gonna hit you with some juicy bergamot, but not too much. A hit of Sichuan pepper, a little bit of creaminess from the ginger, and you won't get a ton of iris at first. As it starts to settle in, you start getting more of a creamy, lightly powdery iris because it's Florentine iris. It's natural, so it doesn't have that waxy, lipsticky fantasy iris note like the Dior homes or the soapy Prada homes. It's the expensive shit. Stuff costs $80,000 a kilo for Florentine iris. Takes 3 years to make, and as it starts to dry, it's got this creamy Palo Santo, a little smoky from guaiac wood and stuff like that. It's a little hit of amber. It's nothing crazy complex. It was built to be great for an office setting. Very versatile, blue style without smelling like a blue fragrance, basically.
Yeah. That was the name, right? Business over pleasure, correct?
Business over pleasure. Yep.
It's a good name for it.
I loved it. There was no back and forth with the name. I knew as soon as George brought the idea up to me, I started writing stuff down because I knew what type of fragrance I wanted to make, and the name just fit. It just, while I was writing notes down, it popped in my head.
That's sweet. I want to see Paco Rabanne XS Lexus for $16.99 at Ross in Reno, Nevada. I passed, didn't know it was $400 fragrance.
Damn. That's like one of the old flankers, huh? Dunk? Is that like one of the old flankers before they changed to the newer style bottles, like the XS Night and stuff like that? Like the original XS, Paco Rabanne XS, like that style bottle?
Oh, $400 fragrance. That's unfortunate you passed up on it. If I were to make a fragrance, it's going to have all kinds of dark notes. Andrea
made the dark fragrance of the three of us. It's funny the way it worked out. We didn't plan it, but all three of us made a varied collection. Justin's a soapy aromatic that's really spicy. And then Andrea made the leathery gourmand fragrance. There's a lot of gourmand essences to it with hazelnut and coffee and stuff like that. So it's funny that we kind of made a, get you through every season, multiple situation, 3 fragrance collection without planning it to be that way.
That's awesome. It worked out like that.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
Found eccentric molecules at Marshall's and Tom Ford.
Wow. How much were they? Were they worth buying?
Because sometimes, those prices at Marshall's you can find better at discounters.
Yeah, like when I see Chez Blanc and stuff like that, Bond number 9, I'm like, I can get it cheaper online.
Have you guys tried Rebecca Minkoff perfume?
Mm-mm.
I have not. No, I've seen them though.
I've never heard of it.
Sex any good, or let us know.
I've never heard of it.
How do you feel about like fragrances targeted towards women? Are you still open to wearing those, or are you kind of don't bother?
Yeah, I wear certain ones. Like one of my favorite women's fragrances is Kajal Eau de Parfum. It's straight up marketed to women. It's a fruity floral, but it's mainly citruses instead of sweet fruits. It's like bergamot, lemon, orange, but it's Turkish rose and iris, a little bit of wood and musk. Nothing crazy complex, just super high quality. It smells on the feminine side. Don't get me wrong. But it smells incredible to me, let alone on my skin. Out in the air, I think it smells beautiful. My wife's never worn it. It's literally almost arm's reach right here. Yeah. That's like my favorite women's fragrance that I wear. That and Dolce & Gabbana light blue for women. That's the two I wear the most.
A lot of guys actually wear that. Even people not even in the fragrance community. I know a couple of people.
That's just like floral Versace Man Eau Fraiche. Yeah. Basically.
What's your favorite? What would you say your favorite floral note is?
Iris, hands down. It's my favorite note in perfumery.
Yeah, I like a good jasmine too, though.
I do too. Speaking of Kajal, they have a good one. Yasmina is the name of it. It's kind of an earthy jasmine. It's like fleshy petal of the flower.
Yeah.
With some saffron. It's basically saffron and jasmine are the main players. That is a gorgeous, elegant fragrance. If you like jasmine, that's an experience worth having. Wow. That's a good one.
Appreciate the recommendation. I'll check that out because I like it when the jasmine comes across a little bit rugged, a little bit dirty.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a little bit on the animalic's probably a slightly better term to use for it because it's fleshy. Like it literally smells like the texture of the petal of the flower. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What would be amazing signature scent or scents?
Could be a multitude of things. It depends on what you like. Because I could recommend blue fragrances till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
You know, it comes down to what you like, because we could go the route of real aromatic fougères, because most blue fragrances are classified as that, but they don't smell like a traditional aromatic fougère.
Yeah.
Because we could talk more citruses and greens and woods and stuff like that, something more classical.
Yeah, David. So pretty much any blue fragrance. If you want to go in the niche, try out Cedra Blasé would be a good one. So
it's the best spot to start. I highly doubt you won't like it.
Yeah. Let's see. When I was younger, I had a dreadlocks. You have to keep them clean. It's not a game. That's possibly what lady you saw was probably stinking.
Yeah, it was like Rastafarian look. It just didn't work with her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not trying to knock her or anything. It was just not something I see every day. You know, I go to a military gym and then you see this hippie chick walking out.
Doesn't fit. Herb says, what's the best online discounter?
There's a multitude of those.
I really like Maxx Aroma. Their shipping is some of the best shipping you can get. Usually free 2-day shipping, best prices.
FragranceBuy.ca usually has stuff before everyone else too. If you're waiting on certain newer release designers, usually your first crack at it. Prime example, get on their mailing list, because Stronger With You Oud.
Yep.
They got it a couple of weeks ago. I got the email. I didn't go get it, but a bunch of people did. It was like $80-something. It's a fair price for it. And from what I've heard, it's amazing. But they usually get before your Fragrance X, your Fragrance Net, or a Fragrance, all these different places.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Maxx Aroma is a really good one. They're widely known, too. But if you're looking for who gets stuff first, from what I've noticed, FragranceBuy.ca is a good spot to keep an eye on. Get on the mailing list.
Vemba fragrance is also good for niche, too.
Very good for niche.
Parfum de Marly's and all my Frederick Malls.
A lot of my Manceras, PDMs, and one of my 2 MFKs, my Aqua Celestia Forte, came from Kusha.
Rebecca Minkoff for fragrance is similar to Dior Intense, but it's not the same on my skin. 7 hours. Fire.
Speaking of Dior Intense, I saw that the new Parfum Flanker and the Narcisco Rodriguez line, the Blue Noir line, the Parfum's supposed to be like the thing on Fragrantica. It's rated most similar to Uomo Intense. And then, of course, it's got Silver Stem Dior Homme, last version of Dior Homme before it became Dior Homme 2020, Dior Homme Intense, and so on. So that's speaking to me. Even though I don't care how many times that DNA gets worked over, I want to get it every time. So I'm they have a bottle on eBay for like $71 right now. I'm thinking about trying to hold off. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger. I was literally looking at that before I got on the stream.
Wow. Were you a fan of Dior Homme 2020, or were you kind of upset about the Irish?
I was disappointed at first. Over time, it has gotten a little better for me, but the Isoe Super and Cashmere Wood are just too much of a bomb on my skin in the dry down. It becomes too much about that too quickly, and there's no real character that I can appreciate in the scent profile on my skin. I know I keep bringing Justin up, but I mean, that's my boy. I talk to him all the time.
Yeah, shout out to Justin.
He's a big fan of it. It grew on him. He wasn't a big fan at first, but it had to grow on him. Now he's kind of an advocate for it in some of his videos when he talks about versatile designer scents. I can appreciate what they do with it and who it's marketed to. It's still marketed to the modern man, like the original was with Iris. They're just marketing to a different generation now, because the first one came out in 2005. 15 years later, that's a new generation they're marketing to. Exactly. So I understand why it is the way it is and why they went with the change. It just doesn't come across as something I really enjoy in my skin. I have one of the minis, the actual official mini bottle, the little dabber style mini bottle. It's a cool looking bottle. It's cool to have.
That was the first fragrance I reviewed on my channel, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Dior Homme 2020. Then after that, I got the original. Wow, that's cool.
It's cool to have. This is the thing that sucks. It's a dabber.
Yeah.
The opening's really good. The opening, it's what you would expect. It's what you need at a department store to sell. The opening's good. That's what gets the average consumers, the opening. So
I was always worried when I wore that in the beginning. It was I always got headaches from it, I thought, from that Isoe Super.
Isoe Super.
Then I was looking it up, and I saw that Isoe Super can cause headaches. It was like bad headaches too.
And it all depends on how it's used, because Montebaco Verano from Armand Jane, that's full of Isui Super.
I love that fragrance.
But I love that fragrance. It's amazing. It's an amazing fragrance. So much going on there. That's like one of the best kind of blue style niche fragrances I've ever smelled.
Oh yeah. Now they were too much at Marshall's. Cool to see though. You guys think about John Barbados Dark Rebel. It still hurts. I hope you guys have backup bottles, but bought 4 bottles on eBay back when they were $35-40.
I still see them pop up from time to time at Marshall's.
Yeah, I had 2 bottles.
75 mls.
I actually sold a bottle in the fragrance group though, because someone pretty much offered me a crazy price for it. I was like, all right, you can have it, because I'll never go through my bottle probably.
Well, I mean, I have a 4.2 I'll never go through. And I only wear that in winter. I like to wear that when we go on casino trips. Like I said, I'm very seasonal and situational. Yeah. Because when you have so damn many, why not? I'm not just going to grab shit to spray it just to spray it. I might as well have a purpose for all of these fragrances. So the downside is they'll last. There's bottles that will outlive me. A lot of them.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
that's also the plus side too of having so many fragrances is we're not going through all of our bottles quick, you know?
Well, yeah, as long as you're storing everything properly, most of them are going to do fine. I have 20-year-old bottles that the citrus is barely soured on it, you know, because the citrus is always the first to go, but it takes time. When you do right by the fragrance, it'll last. Even synthetic cheap stuff, they'll last.
Yeah, I have like
that 3-year shelf life thing. That's
I think you have to put that.
Yeah, because it's a cosmetic technically.
Yeah, Fluidity Silver by MFK.
That's one I haven't tried.
Yeah, isn't that like the really metallic? I think that's the one I remember.
Probably, I have it in that fragrance wardrobe discovery set for him that I was talking about. I just haven't tried it.
You guys ever tried Bowling Green by Jeffrey Bean? Timeless classic. Only ever tried
not. The original Jeffrey Bean, though, I think is awful, horrible. Oh my God, get it away. The green bottle. Now the little spray, the light blue juice, that one's nice.
Yeah.
You know, the fresh one, that one's nice. But the green bottle, ugh.
Yeah. Tyler said, I'm still here, brother. I'm just intrigued by the chat, listening to two of my favorite fragrance YouTubers. Glad you are here, Ross. Love your channel. Shout out
Thank
to
you,
Tyler.
my man.
And it was his birthday today, too. So,
happy birthday, man. How old are you?
He turned 35.
35. 2 years younger than me. I'm 37. How old are you, Hunter? 20 what?
I'm 26.
Yeah, I figured mid-20s.
Yeah. Which else says Versace the Dreamer, Mugler, Angel, both are great signature scents. Hey, Versace the Dreamer was my signature scent growing up too. One of them.
That's one I gave away. My partner, because we had a partner system for our schedule. Yeah. When I worked at Mercedes, that was his signature scent, and his son, who was a porter, which is the guy that brings the cars around, brings them to wash, stuff like that. That was his signature scent too, like the father-son combo. They wore that. Wow. So I've never not liked it. I just don't like it on me. It smells good on others. On me, it's just kind of flat, basic lavender and dried tobacco. Yeah. I never cared for it. I actually gave my bottle away a few years ago.
Don't get any rose in it on your skin? Just
basic lavender and dry tobacco. That's literally all that I get on my skin.
Man, Ross, I'm so jealous. I know you worked at JLR, huh?
JLR.
Jaguar Land Rover?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did before I moved.
Huge Land Rover fan, dude.
Me too. So my boss, the vice president over sales when I was at Mercedes, he left at a certain point and went to Jaguar Land Rover at that specific location. He wanted me to come with him. I stayed because my uncle was vice president over pre-owned. That was who I worked for. So when David left too. He went to Toyota in San Antonio, and I stayed. I was like, no, I'm going to stay. Well, they changed the pay plan, and it was kind of screwing us over. And I was like, nope, last straw. Walked out one day, and my phone starts ringing. I didn't even get home. Both of them called me because buddies over there like, hey, Ross left. Yeah. So I ended up naturally. I went with my uncle first. I went give a few months at San Antonio. Didn't like the market there. Didn't like living there. Didn't like selling Toyotas. It's a volume brand. I like the luxury market. So I only stayed there for a little bit, and then I went to Jaguar Land. I called Mike one day. Like, Mike, I'm not liking this. Well, he has a specific way he talks. Well, buddy, you know, I got a spot for you. I'll send you the link to fill out your app. Yeah. So I went over there. I know that was kind of a roundabout way to get to me working there, but there's always a story behind everything, you know.
Did you ever own any Land Rovers?
I did not. I've never owned any luxury vehicles. I'm a GM guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm a GM guy. I've GMC Sierra. I've had a Silverado. Granted, I've had some Dodges too. Like my last car was a Challenger RT that I had full bolt on. It was tuned and everything. I actually sold that before we moved here, and got rid of it because it's gas guzzler in the mountains, snow. Don't really need a muscle car out here. I basically ride my motorcycle most of the time, and we have the SUV. So we don't have two cars anymore. We have my motorcycle and the SUV.
Yeah, I have my dailies at LR4. You're probably really familiar with.
Yeah.
Like 12 miles per gallon. It's
terrible right now.
Yeah, it's really hurting, man. It's
bad. I bet. Dude, it's costing me almost $20 to put 3 gallons in a motorcycle because I have to put Supreme, you know?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's almost $6 a gallon for Supreme. It's like $5.69.
It's starting to go down a tiny bit, though. We're seeing something like that.
It's still outrageous, though. It could go down 40 cents. It's still too much.
I agree. My brother has a lot of cologne, and when I let him smell Dior 2020, he said, what the heck is this? I thought I was going to get hurt. LOL.
Damn.
Wow. That's interesting. I said, hey, man, we ain't little no more. He just laughed. Have you all tried anything from Demeter?
I haven't. I know a lot of people like to layer the pineapple one with all the different Aventus clones and even Aventus itself. I've never tried that. Person I know the most that does that. I don't know if you're familiar with Matt, Georgia Gent. He always would do that. He's going through like 2 or 3 bottles of the pineapple one.
Wow. Isn't that the house that makes like fragrances that smell like dirt and like funeral?
They have bubble bath and water park and very specific. Dusty book, library, things like that.
Kind of like what Mason Margiela did with the replica line. So
yeah, but I'm sure that's way better though. The replica fragrance.
What's your favorite by Mason Margiela?
Probably at the barbers.
Yeah.
I have By the Fireplace. I have Jazz Club. I have At the Barbers. I've tried Sailing Day. I've smelled Under the Lemon Tree. I haven't tried Autumn Vibes.
Have you tried a music festival?
I haven't tried Music Festival.
Yeah, me neither. Okay.
But my favorite, not just because it's the one of the 3 bottles I have, is At the Barbers. It's my favorite barbershop scent profile. They captured it so well because I used to go to the barbershop with my grandpa when I was a kid, and it reminds me of that.
Oh, really?
They captured it.
I'll have to get that one. The only one I own is By the Fireplace, which I can't live without in the winter, man.
It is a darling in the winter for sure.
It just feels like, honestly, you're got a fire right next to you.
And look, there's a lot of really good clones of it, but the magic's missing that the original has. They're just not as good. They're good. They're just not as good. I've tried a few clones.
You're still young. That's right. Famous YouTuber. I think ombre leather is great for layering if done in moderation.
Ombre leather is just great by itself too.
It is. Do you prefer ombre over Tuscan?
I do.
Me too.
I do because I already have a better version of Tuscan. I have Argos Baccio Immortelle because that I'll argue with anybody side by side. It's a better fragrance.
Really?
Yeah. It's the blend and the quality of oils are just a little bit better than what Tom Ford did with the private blend. Yeah, it's that good. That's why I don't own Tuscan leather, but I still want ombre leather and ombre leather parfum because they're not the same. They're different, Yeah. Because this is definitely a much more designer take. Doesn't have the level of fruitiness or anything. This is ombre leather.
Yeah, Tuscan leather was actually my first private blend and what actually got me into like the niche realm of fragrances, like higher end fragrances. Mm-hmm. And I fell in love with that pretty much 4 years ago when I got that bottle. But ombre leather definitely surpassed it for me. I just love that clean new car smell leather alongside with the jasmine.
It's so good. And look, it still has a little bit of sweetness, even though there's no sweet notes.
Yeah.
It still has a little bit of that resemblance without being real fruity. It's so good. The jasmine and the amber with that leather. That's why my decant's almost empty. I'm going to do it right now. Shit, why not? Just spray random little sprays on my hand to just sniff on while I'm hanging out,
Yeah, that's what we do.
After I shower in a little bit, there's going to be probably 6 or 7 different fragrances on these arms.
I'm pretty much covered in Alexandria fragrance. I got 6 of them on me right now.
People ask me if I layer. That is my layering, testing all kinds of shit at once.
Yeah, exactly. Use our skin as a canvas. I have coffee break, music festival at the barbers and jazz club.
It's funny that you bring up coffee break. In the stream I did on Joe's channel the other day. Or no, it might have been on Joey's stream that Joey brought it up. No, it was in the backstage after the stream on Joe's channel. Joey brought up, I don't know if you know Joey Cannoli, but Joey brought up coffee break. So it's funny that you say that, Dunk. I need to try that one. Joey recommended if I want a good coffee fragrance, that's a good route to go.
Yeah, there you go.
You tried them?
I have tried coffee break. Yeah, I wasn't blown away by it, to be honest, though.
How's it come across?
I don't know. I don't really get that much coffee, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, there's something kind of like flat about it, which
Damn.
surprised me.
I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah, you'll have to try it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I just got to try it.
Yeah. Zane, he says, off topic, what's your favorite movie? Mine's Rush Hour.
That's tough. I probably have to go with Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Man.
If it's between Terminator 2 and Rocky 3.
Yeah, Rocky 3 was good.
Everybody praises Rocky 4, but Rocky 3 was better for me. I like Rocky 3 better. The adversity, the drama, Mickey dies, all that, you know.
Yeah.
Mr. T was a nightmare. I like the story in that one better. How about you?
Smell like weed, but really it's just a nice patchouli fragrance. That's why I wanted to try it, because of the cannabis.
Is it more so on the patchouli then? And it's fleeting with the cannabis? Is that what you're trying to say, Dunk? Like it hits you and goes and it's more about patchouli?
Man, I love patchouli. That's probably my second favorite note. What about you?
My second favorite note, that's a tough one. Probably ginger.
Yeah.
I love ginger. Ginger is really good. And I think if I had to go with a number 3 just to round out a top 3, Gaiac wood. I like that smoky nuance that it brings without having to put incense or a smoker cord or something.
Yeah. Like fragrance black tie has a nice Gaiac wood.
There you go.
Very smoky. You have a favorite patchouli fragrance? Mine would be Tiziana Terenzi's Urza.
Probably Dan's fragrance, Gravitas.
Oh, I haven't tried Dan's fragrance.
That's a patchouli fragrance, through and through, creamy patchouli.
Really?
It's everybody wants to say barbershop and fougere and all this other stuff, and it's got some fougere ties to it for sure, but it is more about patchouli. That is a creamy, gentlemanly patchouli fragrance. Very, very well composed. If you like patchouli, I highly encourage you to try Gravitas.
I didn't know that. I have to look into that then.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, Autumn Vibes is great. Oh, I forgot about Autumn Vibes too. And at the Barbers is amazing. I agree with Ross. By the way, thank you so much for the birthday wish.
Thank you for being here with us, man.
Appreciate
Hunter, thanks for having me. I was just planning on hanging out for like 10 minutes and going shower.
You got carried away here, man.
Yeah, that's all good. We're talking fragrance, hanging out. It's what I love to do, you know.
Yeah, look, I smell y'all still going.
Yeah, we're still here, Mike.
Yeah, man, this stream has been 3 hours and 30 minutes.
I've been here for half of it.
Yeah, we've been going strong. Back to the Future is a classic, of course. Great movie. Favorite niche house, Mancera. What's your favorite Mancera's, Montrese?
That's hard to beat right there. I mean, you can't go wrong with Mancera. You're not getting top tier quality, but you're getting performance. There's inspired fragrances. There's original takes. There's varieties of ways to smell oud. They really have a lot to offer. They are a great house. I think even more so than Montal, the counterpart.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I really like Henry Kush, if you smelled that.
Yeah, I have a decant of it. I actually have 2 decants of it.
It's a very nice, good sillage. One of the best sillages. Just trails amazingly.
Speaking of Mancera, I haven't worn red tobacco in a long time.
Man, I haven't
worn that.
Red tobacco.
It's nuclear. It's crazy strong. It's absurd. It's too strong sometimes. Like at first, it's really pungent when you first spray it. It's got to calm down. It still smells good right away. It's just a lot. It's really freaking strong. If you don't shower for 2 days, it'll still be there 2 days later. Not that I've ever tried to do that, but it's that strong. I've clocked it at 16 hours, still being very strong on my skin.
Yeah, even some fragrances, you get in the shower, you scrub it, and it's
still there after. Yep,
exactly.
It's already soaked in.
Yeah, Citroën AT most definitely my favorite villain.
Yeah, Clubber Lang was the shit.
Yeah, more patchouli cannabis is an afterthought.
So I read that right then.
Is there any darker, heavier fragrance that you could pull off in the summer heat?
I actually just did a sweet fragrance in the heat video. Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. That's one. Heavier fragrance. I think something like 1 Million Lucky, surprisingly for as sweet as it is, will work. It's got some gourmand touches to the hazelnut, honey, stuff like that. It's a thick, sweet fragrance. It's a heavy fragrance, basically. I think that one, if you spray moderately, that one kind of works well in the heat. It kind of changes the experience a little bit, but not in a negative way. That's the ones that come to mind immediately. How about you?
Well, as far as oud, obviously oud is more centered towards like fall and winter most of the time. But one of my favorite ouds for the summertime is Joe Malone's Oud and Bergamot. Have you tried? I
haven't tried that one. I have not. I got one for you. Speaking of more summertime, more spring and fall, but it works in the summer. Ouds, Oud Immortelle from Byredo.
Oh, okay.
It's got a limoncello note that dominates. It's a very fresh limoncello type of smell with the oud, and it performs like crazy. That's one that literally yesterday I was thinking about, man, I haven't wore that at all this year. I need to pull it out. And this is the perfect question for that, because it's a definitely oud dominant, pretty solid quality oud too. It's Byredo, but it's very limoncello type of feel.
That sounds pretty good though. The only Byredo I own is Gypsy Water.
I've tried it. I've tried that and Ball de Freak and stuff like that. But I've tried, what's that newest tobacco one? Justin had me try that last time I saw him. It was pretty good.
That real dark juice one?
Yeah, it was really dark colored. It wasn't their usual typical white label.
Yeah.
I forgot the name of it. That one was really good though. It's one of their newest tobacco fragrance.
Have you tried Dior's new tobacco, the tobacco color? I tried that yesterday.
I have tried it, but it's been a while. I don't even really remember it. I tried it one time on a test strip. It wasn't memorable at the time. I should have sprayed it on the skin, but it's one of those things where you're in a boutique or you're in a department store. You don't necessarily want to just spray yourself down with several different things and go about your business after. You want to stick to the test strips, but you don't get the full story.
Exactly. That's a very good honey note. I'm a sucker for a good honey tobaccos.
Well, I know you like oud. You should really try honey oud from Montal. I
haven't tried that one.
The best Montal fragrance, in my opinion.
Really?
Oud, cinnamon, honey, amber, and a little bit of vanilla. It's a little dusty and powdery, spicy. Like you get all of the notes, but they're very, very well blended. It's kind of like pouring honey over some oud and sprinkling cinnamon on it, shaving a little vanilla. Like that's how I always describe it in video when I bring it up.
Yeah,
you would like that if you like honey and oud.
I'm gonna check that one out.
Like it.
The only one I own more Manceras. I only own one Montal. It's intense black oud.
I haven't tried that one.
Oh, dude, it's beast nuclear. Rose
I have between Mancera and Montal. I have about 40 fragrances, about 40 bottles. A lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Red tobacco. That's what he was wearing, I think. Mm-hmm. I have all of them though. Fire. Dang. Yeah. Montrese has a huge collection too. I think he has over 400 bottles.
Jesus.
Which is a lot.
That's a stout collection.
He was in my stream last time. He was talking about he has like 8 backup bottles of some fragrances, which is crazy.
That's a bit much. I have 2 or 3 backup bottles of certain things that I spray heavy and I spray all the time, like First Instinct Together. I use that all the time. That's why I've grabbed multiple bottles. But there's some things like just out of fear that I bought a backup bottle, Dior Homme Parfum, before they changed it to the 100 ml. I was able to get 2 bottles for 115 a piece. I bought a bottle blind from Kushik, Venba, before it was Venba, when it was just Kushik selling in the groups. $115, bought it, sprayed it one time, messaged him, do you have any bottles left? He said, I got 3 left, so give me another bottle. Wow. I bought 5 ounces that week, and I'm so glad I did, because that's like freaking $700 or $800 worth of fragrance now.
Yeah,
but I love Dior Homme Parfum, and it's just so hard. It's not something I can go out and get now if I want the 75 mLs. And the 100 mLs are hard as hell to get too, but these are expensive.
I saw the 100 mLs pop up not too long ago at a very affordable price.
I think they popped up at Fragrance Buy for under $100 recently.
Yeah, it was something crazy like that.
I say recently, I mean this year.
Yeah, sometime like within the last few months, I believe.
Honey,
right, I think we should. I don't want to hold you up too long, man. I know you've been here. Yeah,
if you're ready to shut it down, we can shut it down. That's up to you, or we can keep going. I'm good for a little while longer.
Let's see. I know you were saying you were going to edit, which obviously.
No, I haven't even filmed the video yet. I'm going to shower first. I'm going to be up late tonight. It's 11 o'clock where I'm at. I'll be up till 2 or 3 o'clock.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. here. My sleep schedule is all whack, man. That's pretty much ruined my sleep schedule. I wake up late and go to sleep late.
Actually, now that I see it's after 11, I probably should go because filming, rendering, editing, uploading, that's 2.5 hours alone.
Yeah.
So I should probably go.
Do you film a couple videos at once? And
I usually do 2, but for tomorrow, it's just going to be the weekly rotation video.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been doing 2 uploads a day most of the time for like a month and a half now. Some days I even do 3, especially if I do a live stream that day. I have the time. I love making the content. People are watching, so I just continue. I have so much I can talk about. So much to talk about. Yeah, I'm always testing something, so why not? Why only put out one video? I don't have to just put out one video. The audience is telling me I can put out more than one video.
Yeah. Let's see. Herb says, anything coming out soon that y'all hyped for?
Ralph's Club Parfum.
Yeah, said that.
And I want to try Armani Code Parfum. I don't want to blind buy it because I'm worried about that one. If it smells like Armani Code plus Iris, I'll love it. But I'm worried about it. I don't know how good it's going to be and how true to the original it's going to be.
Did you see somewhere in the Facebook group someone got a Armani Code for $21 at CVS the other day? I ran to CVS. I was like,
which group was that in? Because I want to say I did see that.
It might have been the fragrance marketplace, possibly.
I'm not in that one.
Yeah, I tried to scoop up a bottle of that. I went there like a fool, and he's like, "No, it's $85. You may have to ring it up." I'm like, "Oh man."
I did see that post. That was in other groups.
Yeah, you probably.
I saw another post where I forgot what fragrance they were buying. They were trying to get a couple of bottles, and it was mislabeled, so they like plead with him to not get as many bottles. And he was like, "Oh, okay, as long as you give me the one at the price." I forgot which fragrance it was. That was like within the last week. I saw that in the groups.
Yeah. So I got a CVS literally right outside my window. I can see it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. CVS, if you sign up with them, sometimes they will give you a free fragrance dirt cheap.
Damn. Didn't know that.
Extra card or something, I believe it is. Extra care.
I mean, card. I have the extra care card, and I've never been able to do that. I've been having one for years.
Yeah. Me neither.
It's news to me.
Let's see here. All right. Yeah, I think we should probably.
Yeah, I need to get going. Now that I see what time it is, I need to get going.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me, though.
Yeah, man, this has been great. We got carried away talking fragrances, wasting some time, but I enjoyed this a lot, man. I really appreciate you obviously showing support to me, watching my videos.
Of course.
Definitely.
Of course, man. I love to show support to good people. You're good people. You know, I like what you're doing.
Yep, appreciate it.
And I appreciate your outtakes and how you feel about certain fragrances. Your opinion jives with mine on a lot of different things. That's what makes it so like, okay, let's see what Hunter thinks, you know, because I don't watch a lot of channels anymore. I just don't. Well, yeah.
I'm subscribed to everyone, but I'll pop in, check out how they've been.
Yeah, there's certain people that I make it a point to go show support to. You know what I mean? The people I like, people I enjoy what they have to say. But there's a lot of channels that I don't like them, so I don't give a shit what they think about fragrance. You know,
that's true.
Yeah,
I'm glad you like me, though, Roz.
Of course, man. You're good people, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I see good things for you, man. Just keep your nose to the grindstone. Keep being you, and just continue to polish the channel. That's all. That's the best advice I can give anybody. Continue to slowly evolve, but stay true to how you started. Stay true to what you do. You know.
That's the motto, man. That's it. All right, guys, everyone in the chat, I appreciate everyone stopping by. This has been great talking fragrances for almost 4 hours now. I love this. I wasn't even planning on this too because I did a first live stream last weekend and it was 4 hours long. I was like, whoa, I just get carried away here.
Well, it's easy to get carried away when there's good questions and good conversation. Even when it's just you in the chat, it's easy to let time fly. It happens to me all the time where I'm like, I'm gonna just do 45 minutes and I end up doing 2 hours.
Exactly. This time flies by, but it's been enjoyable. I would have rather spent my Saturday night any other way than talking fragrances, man. This is great.
Same.
All right, Roz, brother. I appreciate you, man. Take care and have a great rest of your evening.
Absolutely. Man. You do as well, my man.
Later,
Bye, everybody.